There we go. We should be live now.
Sweet.
Can you guys hear me?
Hello.
Oh, I didn't.
I mean, you do sound like ass.
Me?
Well, you sound better.
What the fuck does that mean?
Better than ass.
You sound like ass. How about that? Do I still sound like ass?
What window
Sound
were you
fine to me.
capturing? It'd be funny.
Steam. It was on. Yeah, like the window capture said Steam, and I was like, okay,
my
cool.
break.
And then like I played for 30 minutes, and then I looked back at the footage, and it was literally just my Steam library for 30 minutes.
Let's just roll with it as a bit. It'd be funny.
Yeah.
That's pretty good actually.
Well, I didn't upload it.
So Crispy, just FYI, we're gonna end trailer talk tonight with the GTA 6 trailer because I have not watched it yet.
No, I haven't watched it either.
Oh,
There's a
sweet!
bunch of-
And then
There's a bunch
we're
of
gonna
trailers
talk
in
about
there.
it.
There's a whole bunch of
Then-
Destiny trailers today, and haven't watched them yet.
Oh, I didn't put any of those on Trailer Talk because I don't know what any of that is.
Boo!
Why is there so
Sounds-
many?
I don't know because it's like there's a couple for the expansion, and then there's like different trailers for different events. They're doing a Star Wars story event.
What? Yo, are they jumping the shark?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know. I'm looking at it right now.
Are they turning it into Fortnite?
That I heard somebody say that. I don't know what that means. I don't think so.
You know what it means.
I mean, I know what it means, but I don't think so because Fortnite like still just doesn't have a story. It's just
It had a story for about 2 weeks.
no, it didn't even really when it did, you know? Like
That's generous.
yeah.
What's up, everybody in chat?
Dude, but it looks like they're adding lightsabers, which is sick.
To a Star
It's
Wars?
called Destiny 2 Renegades. I don't know. Oh, they're not
What's up,
even doing
Brucey?
a full reveal of it until September. Jesus Christ.
Novelty, a sheaf,
Light of
Slade,
the Nine.
Tack, Bog Noise.
Joseph Christ on YouTube.
Oh my God, Joseph's in our YouTube chat. I can't
Yes.
see YouTube chat right now.
Well, if you were to go to youtube.com/4Player
I-
Network.
Also,
working
my
on
face is
it.
still fucked up, so if I sound weird, that's why.
Has it gotten any better?
Not really.
That's something that doesn't
Oh.
recover for a while.
Oh. Well, shit. Well, shit.
They said it would take at least a few weeks.
And Joseph says he always watches on YouTube.
Okay, I can see you now, Joseph.
With the rest of the losers over there,
Damn.
all the boomers watching on YouTube.
Boomers, boomers. I'm just
All
kidding.
the cool kids watch on Twitch. That's probably not true.
That is definitely false.
All the cool kids just stay in Discord and don't even watch the stream. Or they watch the stream and they just chat in Discord.
Oh, dude.
Those
They said that they were
fuckers.
adding Metroid elements to Destiny for the new expansion.
Metroid?
And Metroid? Not like officially licensed Metroid, but like they're doing like Metroidvania stuff.
Oh.
And one of the things they're showing off is a morph ball ability.
Search
That sounds
action?
pretty Metroid to me.
Sounds pretty Fortnite to me.
Both of these.
No,
things?
it's not like licensed stuff. It's like a new
Yet.
story.
Yet.
Okay.
Legally
whatever.
distinct.
It's not. You guys are so fucking stupid.
Dude, you make it sound like this is a bad thing. Fortnite is kiddie bullshit. This is going to be the Fortnite for boomers and
For
and
sophisticates.
for sophisticates. I mean, fucking Call of Duty already became that. Let's be real.
Yeah. Okay.
You could just be a fucking Ninja Turtle and just do like animations from the
Oh,
films and shit.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
looks.
it's-
That looks
From the Ninja Turtle films?
fucking terrifying.
I mean, yeah, it's just like no, it doesn't look terrible. It looks like
no, terrifying.
oh,
Like,
terrifying.
They're like photorealistic Ninja Turtles running around.
So
militaries.
I watch. So Aris is a streamer, Aris, and he plays Call of Duty sometimes, and I don't really watch any of that stuff, and I occasionally like will see a clip or whatever, and he just had one where I guess he hadn't played in a while, but he had paid for the bong gun. The bong, it's just a bong, and he was a Ninja Turtle, and it was just absurd.
They
It
do
was
weed
absurd.
stuff like every year too. There was like a Snoop Dogg bundle that had a bunch of.
There
But
was
it
an
worked
event where
out
they
for
brought
them,
in
dude.
Kong and Godzilla. They would attack the
out.
players on the map.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
So
Yeah.
they just did it. They're like, well, I guess we can afford to be a Fortnite, so it's just a bunch
Well,
of license
they were
deals.
that was Activision.
Yeah. Fuck it. But I mean, it's all
Activision Blizzard before.
the same.
All
It's
right,
all
it's
Greek to me.
It's 8:20. We should watch some trailers.
Yeah, I was roll
Yeah,
roll
I
the
thought
footage.
We were. What are you doing?
Roll the beautiful footage, bro.
Revenge of the Savage Planet. Did any of you play?
I
a little bit
played
of the first one.
I played the whole game.
And
Well, no, this is the second game. You realize
It was
that?
number
Oh no,
11.
yeah, this is a sequel. I played Journey to the Savage Planet.
Journey, that's what it's called.
The fact
Was
that
it
we
good?
don't remember means it probably didn't leave a very large
Dude, that
impression.
about a second ago looked like he was viciously finger banging himself.
Maybe he was.
Maybe I mean, there it is again. I think he's
He's
supposed to be
farting.
shitting. I think he's supposed to be
He's
Taking
shitting.
a shit.
Yeah,
It's weird that
diver.
that's where you went. Whoa, that's creepy looking. Fucking 3D Dave.
Old Dave.
They're trying to be the Fortnite of survival games.
The Ready Player One of Fortnite.
yeah.
There you go.
Where's Shovel Knight?
Yeah, isn't Shovel Knight in everything? I went back and
So
played.
did they just?
Mega
I
Man
guess the
2.
first one was kind of like a comedy game, but they just sort of built it out.
It didn't review that well, from what I remember. There was something
Dave
going
does
on.
not have
I think
spindly
it reviewed
little
just
legs.
fine. You mean like it didn't review like Fantasy Critic good or like?
No, like
Like,
I remember
normal
something
people.
going on with that game that got some.
I think it got like an 80. I could be wrong, but I think it was
Yeah,
fine.
I think it's.
Ooh, what's this?
This is Drop
A
Dutch.
Blue Prince like?
What?
Just because of the
No,
grid.
it's Tetris meets like Carcassonne or some shit.
Carcassonne, dude. That game's sick.
This ain't a bad idea.
This looks like a Blue Prince. Carcassonne. Oh, tag. You're too clever for your own good. The hype is real. Pick this up in Fantasy Critic, they're saying.
It's already out. Let's
Oh,
pick
damn.
shit up.
What did it get?
Like an 84 currently, I think. But it's they're fake scores.
Oh, did this come out today? Drop
Yeah.
that cheat. Oh yeah, I saw it already.
It's still Starvaders.
It's a Starvader.
No piece of shit. Sweet. What's this all about?
Flippy.
Yeah.
Oh, is this a Vampire Survivor?
Oh,
like?
100%.
We got
Fuck yeah,
we
dude.
got- Oh no, it is though, isn't it? Oh,
It is on your desktop.
Windows 2000.
Dude, this
Vampire
this
Survivor.
actually looks
Oh, the fucking cube screensaver. Oh shit! I'm in.
Yeah, but where's
Oh,
the
what
where's
is
the
with the cat
pinball
farm?
minigame? Where's the pinball minigame?
Space Cadet.
Yeah, you gotta have Space Cadet.
this is gonna print money.
I'm into it. I think this is out or coming out. Out soon.
Oh my.
Oh,
Wait,
chill
what?
beats.
Oh, that's
shit,
fucking
dude.
audacity.
That's sick. Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Brandon Heslow.
Do we know who Brandon Heslow is?
No.
Vibes, dude.
I guess that's just the name of his shit. Hey, by the way, I want to show a couple of.
What is this shit?
Team Cherry, huh?
No, first of all, so here's the
See?
thing. I want y'all to watch this because I think, seriously, I think it's been a while since people watched.
It
such
is.
long
I
trailers.
honestly, it's been probably 5 or 6 years.
I want you to watch these two trailers. There are people in the Fantasy Critic Discord that thinks that this has a chance of scoring below a 90, which I think they're actually stupid people.
They're COVID.
Yeah, it's go. It's go. This
I
is
mean,
such a
I
highly
have-
counterpicked game.
It's
I want you to
I mean,
watch it and tell me this
That
doesn't
is-
look like the sickest shit you.
I think that is purely because people just don't think it's coming out this year because they've lost faith in that. I mean that's the
Oh,
only
but to
thing that makes
say,
sense.
like, no, to say like it's coming out and it's gonna get an 84.
Yeah, that's what people
That's
are saying.
crazy.
Which is like, we're like, it's no like guarantee like
That's
Yeah.
weapons grade copium. That's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
insane. Like Hollow Knight is one of the most beloved just video games now. You can't find like a
Yeah.
greatest of all time list where Hollow Knight's not on there.
I mean, is it safe to? Is it like a? I mean, it's fair to call maybe Hollow Knight like this generation's like
A latter day
Link to the Past.
classic.
Well, I
It's
mean,
like a
Link to
Link-
the
it's like-
Past is not even like the proper like more people
Point.
have like way more people have bought Hollow Knight than Link to the Past. It's not even close. In fact, there's probably more copies of Hollow Knight sold than than
The
than
Bible.
Ocarina of Time.
Then the
like
Bible.
that's ludicrous to suggest.
Oh my goodness, God! I hope you're right.
like if
though.
you go on Steam, there's like 500,000 reviews. Like reviews. It's absurd. It's some crazy number like that. Like
You're telling me 500,000 people felt compelled to write a review for a
but
video
that's
game?
what I'm saying. Let's check Steam DB.
The second game by Team Cherry. Look, this game's gonna blow up. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna think about it on our deathbeds. But
Wait,
like,
wait,
wait.
I
I just had a
wanna
thought.
know. I want to know what Team Cherry's next not Hollow Knight game is gonna be.
Okay, I just had a really serious and sad, terrifying thought. How do y'all feel about the fact that, assuming it comes out this year and it's going to be an absolute banger, that it's going to be wasted on my Fantasy Critic roster because I have 0 chances of winning?
Oh, well, you
I'll
can
allow
sell
it.
to me. You can sell.
Wait,
it
you
to
have
me.
so many slots, so who the fuck knows, dude?
I want it to come out this year because I want whoever counterpicks it to get fucked.
Nick,
The
let's
owner
talk,
has-
let's talk trades.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Dude, I'm serious, man. You give up one really good game, get a couple, like, get some fluff out of it, and then just like start digging your way out of that hole with some money.
The owner estimations on Steam alone are around like, according to this analytics, are like 10 to 15 million, and I'm pretty sure it sold like just as much on like Switch alone.
That's stupid.
It's
You're right.
It's some absurd number.
I like.
You're right.
I,
You're right, Tech.
I can't. Yeah, that's amazing.
This-
That, like, someone drew that little bug knight and was like, my little video game character, and now it's like an important part of modern culture.
That's true.
Dude, I should have played more of this game before today. I really should have. I only got as far as like the demo goes.
We'll talk about it next week.
It's so sick though. It's so sick. It's so good.
Have you like,
feels like-
have you
It feels like such a refinement.
have you
of,
escaped
like-
via the trash chute? You know how you can put like heads on the trash
Yeah, yeah.
or
I
whatever?
haven't done that.
You can just jump on that thing and exit the ship that way.
Thanks, crew. Looking good.
It's
game's
just so
so
like,
Nina,
this game
I heard
scratches
you're getting
like,
back in the game.
I have certain kinds of issues that I get from like immersive sims where like, oh, this isn't a level like in a building like regular shooters. The M sim way is like, no, that building is just like a full building and
Yeah.
it feels like a place, you know. And I
Yeah.
totally get like those vibes from this game.
Yeah, dude, and like the way you can just like kind of like you can like break a window and go out into space and like fly
It's
around
like
and then,
Prey
come
without
through
all the
airline.
bad loading.
Yeah, dude. And
You
look
had
at dude, this game is so cool. Like, I've only played like an hour of it, and I'm already so entirely charmed by it. It feels like such a refinement from like Quadrilateral Cowboy, which, by the way, is a game that's incredible. I know I always say that, and I don't know if anyone cares to hear it anymore, but go back and play
Say it again,
It's so
Crispy.
good. It's so good. Quadrilateral Cowboy is so special.
Expanding and running a mobile base in the altars
Wait, what do you think about this
won't
one?
be possible without mining minerals
excited.
from beneath the planet's surface.
The demo,
and to find and extract these vital resources.
It's like the start.
You
yeah,
must
the
venture
demo,
beyond
the
walls
demo
of your
caught my
safe haven.
attention. There's a lot going. They've demonstrated a lot of really cool
Mining
mechanics and
outposts are
ideas.
the only
The question
infrastructure
is,
elements that can be built
you know,
outside.
how is it going to
As you
look,
gain
right?
access
Like,
to
how's it
more
going to
advanced
hold up?
technology,
I'm
after
seeing some cool
companies
shit
put it
here.
out?
structures that enable
But yeah,
you
this
to
is
travel
a strand-
is this a
or
strand
fast
look?
travel.
Yeah,
But
dude,
before that,
yeah,
you have to
I said that.
neutralize the
It
dangers
is.
that
It's a
lie
strand
ahead.
game. It's a fucking yeah.
A
I don't know.
strand-
The planet you're
Born.
stranded on is
Strand-
filled with
a
external
strand-
threats.
A,
Yet
Transylvania.
as you
a
traverse the
status-
surface,
a status
you will notice something
strandery.
even more ominous. Strange, mysteriously shaped
I don't know,
distortions
man.
that differ
You
in
know,
both appearance
I hate to bring
and
in
the
this in
risk they
fantasy
pose to a
critic, but like,
human being.
man, people
But you're
have
gonna
been
do it
poo-pooing that over
anyways.
there. Like,
Anomalies emit
this
dangerous
developer
radiation.
has
This
never
is
shipped
restoring
like
time
a
and
game below
space
mid
around
80s,
an
okay?
unsuspecting
And everyone's
explosive.
like doubting this
So be
shit.
sure
Like,
to
they know what
approach
they're
them with
doing.
I know.
caution.
Like it's
They know what
it's a
they're
lack
doing.
of vision. They
Helpless
just can't
against
wrap
these
their
threats.
head around it.
That's part of it. When people see something a
Upgrading
little
the
too
base and
ambitious or
researching new
whatever, they think,
technologies
no way.
can help
People thought that
develop more
about
efficient
Claire
methods of
Obscura until like
protection from
preview
anomalies
coverage
or
started
even ways to
dropping, you
destroy
know.
them.
Fools, all of them. Fools.
Dude, yeah, the visual
Shut
design
up,
of this
Christy.
game
Exploring
is
the alien planet
Broken
and the
clock ass
altars is an
motherfucker. No one's
immersive
expected a
and fascinating
92.
experience.
You looked out so hard on
Watch
that,
out.
and I don't
Bro,
want to
why
see
do you think that
taking
every
epic
time
landscapes
I'm
and
excited about
hostile
something, it's
surroundings.
somehow related to fantasy?
Don't
Everyone
forget
was
to look
excited
back
about
every
that
time.
game. I'm saying
Let's
no one thought it was
remember-
going to be a
Holds many
92.
secrets,
Let's remember
some
that
of
the
which
origin
might
of Chris
considerably
Davis
push
was
the
right,
story
was
forward.
Doom 2016.
If you
That
want
is
to
true.
know more about the upcoming
He-
game from 11
I actually
Studios,
really like
check out
the
other
idea of
episodes
like
in the
the
series.
meme that sticks to Chris Davis being he's a broken clock, because that there's so much depth to that. Doom 2016.
You keep saying
Mortal
we were excited
Kombat
about
1.
Claire Obscura. We were excited. We all wanted the dream to be real.
Certainly didn't
And,
feel
like,
like it.
He's
Not a
he's
single-
gonna say he's gonna say
No one
five
was down
grand.
on that. No one was like anti. I mean,
Until
even
someone
like Nick
comes to slay
reluctantly
you.
was kind of sad about having to counter it because we just didn't have many options.
I was pretty sad. I did not, in my heart of hearts, I did not want to counter him, and it felt like maybe the safer pick.
It
And
is.
boy, was I wrong.
But everyone was like, best case scenario, high 80s. If this can pull off high 80s, a miracle happened. No one expected it to be 92
Yeah.
The gift
because it's
changes
it's a quote unquote indie game, but let's be real
slowly
here. The way you
consuming
evade
every
your
little
tax,
part of your
the way you
humanity.
don't have to pay the indie tax is that you look like a
I
AAA
should
game,
know.
and that's what they pulled
It
off. so.
runs in my blood.
But it had to be really good, and it is. And it scored like a AAA
Every
really good
year,
instead of an indie really good.
every year, Chris Davis is gonna say 5 to 10 completely batshit insane things.
One of them's
One
gonna
of
be
them's
right.
gonna be-
Ace Combat's coming out. GTA
Oh my
is coming
God.
out. Expedition 33 is going to be great.
In 2026, let's put it to the test. On the first show of 2026, Chris Davis delivers 10 all to the wall crazy
You
predictions.
can't. You gotta just catch them as they come.
I like
We just
it,
got to
dude.
keep a running log.
Oh.
Every time he says something, and we're like, "What did you just say?" Log
This
it.
could be
like,
How about we do it like he does like a point system like Nick did with his Japanese games, where it's just all batshit predictions, and all he has to do is get to 10 points. And we'll
Okay,
score
real
them
quick,
based
real
on, like,
quick.
how
Where did
batshit
you
they
play?
are.
It's like fucking. What was that show about the guy who got the newspaper from the future? And you're like, what?
Oh, yeah,
what
yeah.
was the? Oh no, no,
Early
no.
edition or whatever.
Yeah, early edition, or the
What?
conspiracy theory movie where it's like he just had all these conspiracy theories, but one of them was real. like,
Okay.
was that Mel Gibson?
Okay. Real quick, since we're talking about it, I have an idea I want to throw out at Fantasy Critic.
Oh God, here we go.
Okay. So I got
For
fucked this
next
week.
year?
It was all right.
Wait, this is podcast material.
Okay, all right. Then we'll talk about it in.
We'll
okay,
talk
never mind.
about it. Big news.
Okay,
big
all right.
news.
If we do that idea with where you score, where you give like points to the various predictions,
No,
you can make it just like my game. You can make it just like my Japanese game, but we raise the stakes considerably. If he loses, he has to confess on air to being an actual, honest to God racist.
Or, you know, just
What?
Chris,
Is he
hash-
Oh. How do you go from point A to B there? I don't
You're
understand
like an
it.
accuracy racist. We gotta think about this shit.
I still can't get over this.
Pac-Man?
I mean, you could call it that. I don't see Pac-Man in the title, do you?
Look at them doing this fucking like special edition, like what is this game? Why are they doing an enamel pin set?
Really?
You know what's funny? I could see Chris Davis being like, I think this is going to be baller. And we're like, you're crazy. And
I'm
this
surprised
being one of
Nick's.
the things.
I'm surprised Chris Davis is not popping off for this because it's very like.
Chris
I'm
Davis
not
goes-
popping
wanna
off
say- I
because
don't wanna
I
say
saw
mean.
that short they did to announce it, and I'm like, I don't want to play that. That doesn't look. No.
But why are they having? Why is there so much of a special, a limited edition for this game? I mean,
because
maybe-
it's their biggest
maybe
IP.
it's gonna be
It's
sick.
their most historic IP. Like, they want to get their money back on it.
Yeah, but
Their money back.
what if it's sick? This looks a little sick.
It might be sick. I
kinda like
don't want to
Ghost
play
Song.
it.
You don't want to play it?
No.
Is it? Well, what if it's good?
Good
Yeah,
for
looks-
it. I don't want to play it.
What?
I mean, I'm not going to be as, like,
Is it because
proudly...
it's Pac-Man? I don't understand. It's Mimi.
I also don't have much of an interest in playing it, but I don't... But
But
it's
if it's
good,
amazing, then why would you not?
What are the odds that Borderlands 4 is going to be good?
I'm sure Borderlands people might be happy.
My wife's going to play it, I can tell you that much.
Is
Yeah.
it going to convince me to play another Borderlands game?
Probably not.
Do you think it
I'd-
still has that stink on it?
Did you play 3?
Yeah, for like
Well,
an
yeah.
hour, and then was like, no thanks.
Yeah, you'll play this one for about an hour. Is this coming to
mean-
like Game Pass or some shit?
Yeah.
I
Steam,
still...
I'm sure Nick will buy it on Steam.
I mean, it's going to be on Game Pass, isn't it?
I don't know. Why?
Well, that's what you just said.
Why is it on Game Pass?
I mean,
Gearbox?
I don't think it is.
Who owns Gearbox? Who owns Gearbox?
Oh,
this
that's
is Take Two.
Yeah, take two.
Right, I don't know why
I thought they
was
sold. I
told-
thought they sold this shit,
Oh, they did, didn't they?
Fuck, who owns this now?
or they bought them back. I think they bought them back.
Well, it's 2K that owns Gearbox, and 2K is owned by Take Two.
No, but Gearbox has been sold like 3 times. What is going on?
It's a subsidiary.
Because there was. Remember, they were like Embracer Group. For a
Oh,
while.
Gearbox. Wait, hang on. Gearbox Software is a subsidiary of the Gearbox Entertainment Company.
Yeah, it's developed, published, and distributed by 2K.
I'm still bitter at Gearbox for canceling that Brothers in Arms game.
I'm still bitter at them for
What?
not giving me a proper Brothers in Arms
Fucking-
4.
Hell's Highway or whatever.
No,
No?
Furious 4, I think is what it was called, right?
Fuck the Furious 4. Give me the Hell's Highway sequel we deserve.
Fuck both y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck us.
What are y'all talking about?
You guys just like your war propaganda.
Dusty ass like fucking war game series.
You just
I mean, they
like
just-
killing Nazis. That's all.
Look at
Yeah,
this shit.
actually,
This
I
How,
is-
do.
how
It's-
unseemly.
Look at this game. This is just Angerfoot. Like, how
Yeah, I
mad
was gonna
would you
say,
be
like,
if you're
this
an
is-
indie developer that was making your Angerfoot the same time Angerfoot was being made, and then you're like, Angerfoot beat you to market, and you're just kind of like, oh, okay. But I don't know. maybe
But
this is
Angerfoot's
better
kind of
than
like a room clearer. This is something else.
This is Goat Simulator. This is a game that Henry could really get down on, huh?
No, this is Bulletstorm.
Yeah, with a foot.
Foot edition.
With a Bulletstorm with a foot. That's a box quote. if
For
I've ever
people
seen
with
one.
feet fetishes.
Of which we know there are many.
Yeah, was that always a thing, or did the internet create that?
You dare enter
New Sea of Stars DLC? Ooh, who's this gifted character?
in this world. All dance to
It's
my
2025, Nicholas. What the hell?
Yeah. Just say boobies.
powers will not work
Who are these boobies?
Who's these boobies?
here.
So this comes out on the 19th and it's free.
What? Was there a DLC that I missed between
No.
the main game and this? Okay.
There were
'Cause
some
I will
updates
play
that adds
this.
the quality of life stuff, but this is all new.
I will play this because I did
Updates that
really
made
enjoy
the
this.
combat more fun. I think. This looks pretty cool. Though. I mean, it's always visually been stunning, right? Which is
Oh,
why
yeah,
people
yeah.
notice. Which is why people bought it.
I mean, the combat is a little shallow, but like outside of that, like it is the real deal. Like everything outside of that kind of shallow combat system is
I think
pretty
Shallow's a little
damn
harsh.
great.
Certainly
I mean,
pretty.
shallow does sound a
the,
little
the
harsh,
combat ain't no Expedition 33 combat. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
few
That is
things
true.
are.
No Mario and Luigi. Superstar Saga, you know what I'm saying? It certainly has pretty graphics.
it's got good characters, a good story, a good world, good music.
It's
Key
delightful.
art.
It's great. It's a great fucking game.
Comes out in.
And
It's like what's
free
the
DLC
what's the
sounds
opposite
great.
of like?
Wait,
some
wait,
of its-
pause
Okay,
this.
here we
pause
go.
This.
I'm pausing.
Wait. All
Let's
right.
get it out of our system first.
So
What?
I'm just saying, Crispy and myself have not seen this yet.
Okay, so,
So
this
this
is
is the
live
last-
react to.
This is
Seen
the last
what?
trailer of the GTA 6 trailer.
What's GTA 6?
Okay.
Yeah. It's
point
an
is-
overrated franchise.
Brad convinced me to watch it for the first time on the feed instead of watching it before the stream. So I'm just saying, you can talk, but like maybe keep it to a minimum.
Maybe shut your fucking face.
Maybe everybody should shut the fuck up. These are live
Shut
reactions.
your face.
All right, let's do it. Let's fucking go. I'm already gonna dock it like 5 points for not being Red Dead Redemption 3.
What you doing up there?
Oh, it's a Jimmy Buffett game.
Seriously, dude, you got some time on your hands. I got some properties with paying tenants.
Steven Root.
That's why you came by?
Just go get me my checks.
See you, Brian.
Go
Love you,
get
Jason.
me my chicks.
Checks. He's
Oh,
the landlord.
checks. Okay.
Yeah, in Florida, most
Oh.
people pay for rent with cashier's checks.
We're gonna. There we go.
Oh, San Andreas, you get to work out. Grimy.
I'm here for Lucia Caminos. She's supposed to be getting out.
What's your name?
Jason Duval.
I seen you here before.
You might have.
What does that have to do with anything, bro?
He was
Love after
probably
lockup.
Also in that same prison.
Love after lockup. Did I just see some jiggle physics in that?
What do you fucking think?
That was a dumb question, yeah. It was just like I could see it through the logo on the screen.
This game has like $1 billion budget to make it.
That's-
Like,
Oh,
of
shit,
course
are
they're
they
gonna
gonna
add
have-
everything possible.
Over
Are they gonna have
$1 billion
planes that are impossible to fly?
Probably.
Gonna do this? We're doing it right.
So it looks like it's gonna be a bit of a love story.
Yeah, they had said it was like a Bonnie and Clyde thing.
Yeah. You can swap between the
Oh,
two
no.
characters on the fly.
You and me, bro. We got this.
We got it.
Damn.
Manatees
Whoa.
instead of dolphins.
That looked crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
And the law allows. That's pretty good. That's some Fast and the Furious shit right there.
Oh, wait, there was already some Fast and Furious shit.
I know. I mean, that's not surprising given what the series is.
No, there was that one cut where the car was dragging an ATM behind it.
Yeah.
Is this what was lighting people's fires today?
Yep.
This is what was
I mean, it looks like
Well, wait, we
Grand
got
Theft
one more.
Auto.
New Doom.
What
We're
the
gonna talk
fuck
about
are
it
you?
on the podcast. Go.
Wait, are you? This is not real.
It's the
What?
New Doom trailer.
Doom 2.
Just let it ride sometimes. You gotta let it ride.
Wait, what's
I feel like I'm being
They're
punked.
making a new Doom movie.
There's no fucking.
Oh,
And it's
really?
not this.
Wait, sequel to the Carl Urban Doom movie?
This is not real.
Dude, what are you talking about? I saw it on
Fucking
YouTube,
fake
man.
ass trailer.
All the wickedness that mankind
Fucking fake ass trailers. Damn it.
What is-
Brad.
what is he
UNSC, this is Master
UNSC. Yeah, that was fucking Halo.
What are you
And
talking
then that is,
It's a crossover, dog.
I don't know, like Shazam or something.
I saw it on YouTube. It's gotta be real.
Oh yeah.
Cover your
totally.
eyes, Chris Davis. Don't
Yeah.
spoilers.
Yeah,
Cover
like
your
how
eyes.
all the big Hollywood trailers have like watermarks that say Cage Studio or something.
Cover your ears, Chris Davis.
With
What
the
is
YouTube
spoilers?
logo.
Oh shit.
You
Who
so much,
stars
Brad.
in it though?
anything to say.
That's my. Oh shit! The Rock is back. He's
And
back
why
for the
does-
second one.
Younger.
And why does he look 20 years younger? That's like.
Well,
This
they-
is-
What's
so
the
this is
title?
AI
They
generated,
do
right?
the de-aging. They do the de-aging.
Uh huh.
Right. Right there.
I was.
You would call that AI generated? What we just saw?
That's
That
not
is
AI
like-
generation.
Nick,
That is
an
some
AI could
generators.
never. That was real human art.
Uh huh. Art is a strong word to describe that.
that took real human
I just
effort.
want to have a little one for Chris Davis at the end there, man. I knew he's a
Oh,
big
that's
Doom
great.
guy.
That was great. Wow.
Yeah. I'm not
Yeah.
Carlos a Doom guy, but I'm a Doom guy.
That's for
wow.
fucking sure, dude.
No, I mean,
in fact,
there's
in fact,
probably
like, you might
five
as
people
well
on
not
the
even talk
planet.
about Doom if you can't be Carlos. When Doom comes out, can we have Carlos on, please? Please.
Of course. Carlos
Yeah.
can come on this show whenever he wants, as long as he doesn't appear in the middle of a recording and we didn't know he was going to be on. Like that's
Dude,
all.
Carlos, show up now. Show up now.
That's my only request.
He's been streaming every night for.
I
how
know.
long now?
He's
Yeah,
counting
what-
down to
What's
Doom,
he
right?
counting
That's what-
down to?
You think he's counting down to that?
He's counting down to Doom.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
It's actually
he's gonna kill a man on stream, dude. He's counting down to like a.
I thought he
Snuff
was gonna say
video.
the N word or something.
Yeah, he's gonna say the
No.
N word. Get it shut
And that's-
down.
And that's the end of it.
Yeah, fuck
That's
yeah.
the-
He's gonna show his cock.
Yeah.
what? Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious.
Oh, this was the best one. This was the best of the new batch.
Move your head. I can't see your head. Or can't.
It's
Of course it's me. Of course it's me. I was like, why would it be anybody else but me?
With the
I
red
feel like
eyes.
I feel like it should be Brad. It's a bear.
You've come a long way though, Nick.
You've
There was
come
a time where like we were like photoshopping you onto Ashton Kutcher's face or body, and you were like, why are you doing that? And we're like, I don't know. It seems pretty innocuous, but
Seems,
you were like,
seemed
no,
like
there's
the
Ashton
thing to
Kutcher
do.
nicks all over the forum.
Seemed to be
I don't
the
like
thing
it
to
or
do.
something. It seemed pretty innocent.
Pretty self-explanatory, actually.
Who's his homie? Now if they were photoshopping you on his homie's body, that would be worse.
Dude,
The curly
got-
hair dude.
I got thicker skin now. One of the most common ones I see nowadays is me on Abby's body from The Last of
Kill Jesus.
getting back shots.
I don't recall seeing that one.
You don't recall
Yeah,
seeing that one?
it's Nick and Brad.
Can we talk about?
I honestly forgot Brad was.
It depends. There's all kinds of versions. Hey, can we talk about how like the actress who plays Abby just refused to hit the gym? Like, what kind
Oh
of?
my God, no!
Whoa,
Please,
whoa,
God, no!
Like, she didn't even like drink a protein shake or something. What the fuck, dude? She's
What are
Wasn't
you
it like
even-
Laura Bailey was the actress, right?
no, he's talking about the Caitlin Deaver.
no. Yeah, Caitlin Deaver.
okay.
Like,
Oh,
why didn't she
okay.
hit the gym before the show? What the fuck?
Okay, I don't know if it's just me, but everyone here is like 2 frames per second. Like, what the fuck is going?
I think it's
seem
just
fine.
you.
He's trying to change the subject, I think.
No, I
It's pretty
literally,
effective.
He's
Oh.
deflecting.
I can
he's
hear you, but
deflecting.
I can hear you, but like all your faces are moving super fucking slow.
I don't know. Oh my. Well, thanks, Nick. But I kind of suffering from a thing.
Wait, but that's
Damn.
not controversial. She didn't bulk up
Damn,
at
Nick.
all.
No, I just don't think it's that important. But whatever.
I
Also,
don't know. I think that's an important part of her character.
she's literally only been in 2 episodes, and in both of those episodes, she's wearing like she's fully covered. So it's kind of like, what are you even like?
I was paying attention to her arms pretty closely, and there was
They-
definitely some.
They cast someone who was more of a physical match for Bella Ramsey. I like.
What does
Okay.
Abby look like in the show?
But I'm saying, like, I think Bella Ramsey's more ripped than this Abby.
Why are you focused on the arms of a teenage girl?
I don't think that's true
I
at
don't
all.
think that's a teenage. First of all, Abby's not a teenager. Neither is the actress. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's what she
Yeah.
looks like.
Yeah, it's
They're
Caitlin
supposed to be,
Deaver.
right?
Who?
Caitlin Deaver is her name.
Yeah. No, I know, but she looks like she did when she was in fucking Booksmart. I'm just saying. I'm just, some actors will like hit the gym,
I'm
get like
sh- I'm
world class
sure-
personal trainers. But
Look, I'm
Abby
sh-
bulks up after the time skip. Like,
First
You
of
know,
all,
I normally
from
wouldn't look
operating
twice at
room
this
to-
girl. Like, she looks like a normal person, but like now that we're like talking about her build, her head looks a little too big for her body.
I'm not saying she had to
Look.
be like Abby. I'm saying that is one of her like defining physical features, and I'm very surprised.
It's just
she's-
it rubs me the wrong way because it ends up sounding to me the exact same bullshit that people were throwing at Bella Ramsey when they cast her as Ellie, and it's just like
What did they say about
Well,
Bella Ramsey?
that she was too small or that she was too it was just like everybody's complaints about Bella Ramsey playing Ellie at least at the very beginning and to some degree still seemed to be about the way she looked.
Oh, Owen too.
I'm-
They look weird.
I'm just saying. I mean, when I think of Abby, I think of those arms, those muscles, and I'm surprised. I thought when they cast the actress, the first thing I thought was like, oh, that's fine casting. I wonder if she's gonna like bulk up. She's gonna hit the gym. I'm saying like,
I mean,
these
first of all, Brad, you
actors
don't
are like
know
in
that she
these like
didn't.
Marvel, like, did you see the fucking
thank you,
Thunderbolts or
Zerby.
whatever? I mean, they hit the gym.
Brad, you're also saying this, and you have no idea what she actually did. And she's
Oh
she
my
again,
God.
she has not been on screen for very long. At
Oh
this point.
my god, this looks fucking insane.
I don't know. Is it inappropriate? Like oh no, she actually was trying really hard in the gym. She just
She does look.
No, I just
No,
don't
no,
think.
you-
I don't think they are putting the same amount of weight on it that everybody else seems to be. It's like to me the fact that she making
I
her
don't,
like
yeah. I don't know.
I don't think it's that
she
important.
should have been like. I don't think she had to be like
no.
stacked like. video
Neither
game
do
Abby or
I. I
anything.
just thought there was
It-
gonna
it
be
is-
like
It is just kind of like a reflexive conversation of like,
She's
remember how much we
probably-
were talking about that,
Yeah.
and now like they've got it. Like it. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I don't
And I
know.
also say one thing, and I don't know if this is true. This is just me based because I've been obviously thinking about it a lot and trying to kind of figure out what's
Just
going on with the show.
matters.
And we know it's all the second season is a lot shorter and trying to figure out how they're going to break it up and kind of thing. And my theory is that we're not really going to see Abby much, if at all, again this season. Like I have a feeling the next time we see Abby, it's going to be in the very last episode of the season, or it's going to be the beginning of season 3.
How? Okay,
You
I
think
don't.
so?
Yeah, I don't really care
Yeah,
what she
100
looks like, but how did it go? How did the scene go? You know.
It went great. I mean that scene is pretty fucking fantastic, and they made some minor changes, and I think all those changes worked, in my opinion, anyways.
Did she use like a 9-iron instead of a club?
I will say, like
It looks like
it has
she's a
been
shot.
very like close to the game, which
She did deliver the killing blow a little bit differently
I
in the
am-
show than she did in the game,
Spoilers.
and
I am kind of like
we're talking about it.
I'm looking for like, there's a couple episodes in that first season where they like really did something different. I hope we get some stuff like that in this one because this feels like it's been very close to the game.
Too close.
I'm saying the episodes so far have been very close to the game as far as I can remember. And I'm like, are they
has-
going to
it
do
has-
these episodes? Wasn't there a couple
First of
episodes in the
all-
first season that were like completely original?
Well, there was one episode in particular it was Bill's
Just
Town
the
episode.
one? Just the
Obviously, it
one?
was nothing like the original.
Yeah, you think they're going to do that in this one?
I mean, here's the thing: they have already done some pretty dramatic changes because, like the Battle of Jackson never happened in the game, and that was
Oh, it's like
Enormous.
off screen.
no, it didn't happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that
No,
was
it
a
didn't happen
completely
at all.
original- It was
But
a
why
completely
did
original
they
component.
leave? Or
What do you mean? Why did they leave?
they left?
Who?
Who's they?
Jackson,
and
so
what are you talking-
Jackson was just. I almost feel like some time passed after the events of episode 2. At the end of episode 2, you know, the golf scene. Was there was a passage
pretty-
of time?
Not
This is
really.
all really
Maybe-
good stuff we could be talking about on the podcast.
Is
I
it,
mean,
though?
I don't know if I want to have the conversation. I guess.
Okay, are you guys watching the rehearsal?
No, I can't.
watched
It's too cringe.
episode.
It's-
Cringe is like so
not-
disrespectful.
Cringe
It's
is
so
yeah,
disrespectful.
Oh, God,
I'm really
man.
concerned
I
about
don't-
my internet tonight.
I don't know why. I don't know.
It is brilliant. The
Why you're
rehearsal's
so
brilliant.
anti-art.
Yeah, it's art. It's like it's like honestly.
This week's episode is one of the strangest episodes of television I've ever seen, and it was so good.
Maybe I'm not. Am I caught up? Actually, I might not. I might be one episode behind. The last episode I saw was the American Idol one.
No, yeah, you're behind.
Okay, apparently my
the
internet
new
is
one is insane.
my internet is more than fine. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
You wanna restart your
couldn't,
computer?
you couldn't even spoil it for somebody because there's
Wouldn't
no
do it.
way
Just
to
drop
just
out
like,
of Discord. You're not hosting, right? Just drop out of Discord.
Yeah.
Restart Discord. I think it's a change of subject, but it's working honestly. I mean, I was just saying. I thought she'd have some.
Sully Sullenberger,
That
the
should be a
Hudson
little
River,
tone. Abby
giant,
looking a little doughy. That's all I'm saying.
giant mom and dad. Evanescence.
I'm pro muscles. I feel like
Um,
the bad guys won by her not bulking up a little because it was very contentious.
Yeah, right. That
Well,
is
like-
kind of what I was trying to get at, but I don't. It doesn't feel fair to put that on her feet because it was like that was just those people being assholes anyway. But yeah, the fact that they were like, okay, she's just a little girl is like, oh, so the fucking dickheads won,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, they're like, oh
Like-
yeah, she looks weak just like we wanted her.
Yeah.
All right, I hope that's okay.
I will say, Nick, you have been completely fine on our end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Y'all were all like turning into robots for me.
You're right.
Whoa, really?
Like in a cool way?
No,
Yeah.
not in a cool way, in a very bad way for the kind of thing. But I mean, I think we're
I don't know, Nick. It sounds pretty cool.
okay. Well,
Okay.
I think it will be fine.
Okay. Well,
Are y'all ready?
I've
got it.
Test. Yeah, seemed fun.
oh, can I smile yet? Nope. Is it getting? Is my right side going up?
No.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
You'll get there. It's gonna be
We're
okay.
recording.
I may never sing again.
It would be tragic.
Dude,
All right, y'all. Let me know when you're ready.
Still looking a little DreamWorks, but you'll be fine.
fuck you.
I am recording.
Check 1 2. Checking the mic. All right. Recording.
Did y'all see that Silk Song footage? Like, these people are fucking idiots.
Oh yeah.
Yes, those people are dumb.
they've just been hurting for too long. That's all.
They're just like, but it's not even. They're saying Hollow Knight, like, oh, does it even really hold up?
Brad, just remember, hurt people.
Ori clears
Chris
Hollow
Davis.
Knight, and I'm like, dude, both Ori's combined does not compare. Like both Ori's combined is shorter than like the crit path of Hollow Knight. All right, like you combine the completionist.
I thought you were about to
runs
throw
of
shade at Ori.
Ori's fine, but like the king is the king, and show some fucking respect. And I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to all these doubters.
Hollow Knight was Robin's first Metroidvania.
Wow.
It was the game that finally
Pretty good
made the
one.
genre like click for her.
Here's the thing. It's not a fucking Metroidvania. It's a
I mean, you know what I
it's a
mean.
it's a
You're splitting it, 'cause
Souls like
we're talking about
Metroidvania. Like that's the thing about Hollow
we're
Knight.
talking
It's a
about
Souls game.
dude. Listen, we're talking about my wife who's a huge Souls player who's played Elden Ring like 18 times.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And-
That's why I probably clicked with her because it's a Souls game.
Yeah.
But then she went on to actually play a bunch of Metroidvanias after playing Hollow Knight because she finally understood. She understood the things that make that kind of make that Metroidy. She understood the appeal of them after that.
Yeah.
I'll appeal you
I hope so.
like a fucking banana.
What?
People are just funny. They're acting like, oh, but you know, don't forget like Sports Story. That was a disappointment, and Golf Story was so good. And I'm like, homie, Golf Story wasn't all that. I just think people didn't realize it till Sports Story came out.
All right, are we ready to start?
Yeah, I'm recording.
All right. Uh-oh.
I'm restarting
Yeah,
my
I'm ready.
recording.
Okay. Yeah, I restarted my recording.
I'm not
All right, I'll
restarting my recording.
Oh, yeah. Brad does what he wants.
Yeah, just
I'm
rolling.
restarting. I'm restarting my recording. All right. Roll call starts now. Brad,
Nicholas.
Crispy,
Hello.
Chris Davis.
Hello, I'm also here.
Hey everyone, welcome to 4Player Podcast. This is episode 833. It is May 6, 2025. I'm your host, Nick Henderson, joined by Brad Simons, who has a birthday today.
Whoa!
Happy birthday!
The
Yeah,
big 45,
Shit, man.
huh?
Who gives a shit? I do not observe this crap.
He's not
on.
lying. I said happy birthday to Brad this morning, and he just ghosted.
I
He just
literally,
never
I
s-
went to work,
never said
normal
anything back.
work day.
When's your
I do not care.
AARP card get in the mail?
I find it obnoxious. People I work with were like, "Here's a card," and some, you know.
If it makes you feel any better, Brad, I had a feeling you kind of felt that way, so I didn't like go into the announcements channel and tell everybody.
Hey,
Well, I mean,
Brad,
Or maybe you would have preferred that. I don't know.
Brad,
I don't observe
worry.
most holidays.
One day before you know it, no more birthdays forever.
That's what I'm.
Jesus
I can't
fucking
wait for that day,
Christ.
dude. Can't wait for that day.
God, this just took a really unexpected dark turn. All right, Crispy's here. Hello, Crispy.
That's life, Nick. That's life. That's
life.
what makes life beautiful.
We're all worm food and waiting.
We're all waiting to return to the dust.
I'm starting to think this is maybe where my anxiety actually comes from.
From your realist, pragmatist friends.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. And Chris Davis. Hello, Chris Davis. You have any morbid observations to make?
No, I don't. I didn't want to make any. This is already adding to my midlife crisis mentality. So yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Exactly what I want to hear right now.
I hope
Yeah,
if I'm
you
murdered
guys-
by a
you guys are
vengeful young
homeowners.
lady, she at least hit the gym before she does the deed.
Jesus.
I don't want to be killed by some
Yeah,
lanky.
I hope she has enough dedication to do some
Yeah.
anabolic steroids or something.
Exactly. Or
Brad's gonna find a way to bring this conversation kicking and screaming into the podcast. I have a feeling.
He's already
Not
has.
necessarily
It's right
It's
here.
been pretty good, but
Not necessarily.
I'm waiting for the artful like original episode though. I got to be honest. With you. I'm kinda ready for
Okay.
it.
Look, well, first of all, you made a comment because you were like, they did that, they did the art, as you put it, the artful, beautiful episode in season 1 of The Last of Us, and you're kind of waiting for that moment, but like, you said something like a big original episode, and it's like, that's kind of what episode 2 was. Not in the same way, obviously, but
Yeah,
like the
but I
whole
don't
Battle
like
of
that
Jackson.
stuff. I mean,
But like, the battle. Here's the other thing about the Battle of Jackson in that episode is that like for a lot of people it felt like therapy because it was like this is like the Game of Thrones battle everyone wanted from the final seasons of Game of Thrones that happened in the dark that nobody
Fuck up, man.
People were
I-
so angry about the.
Shut the fuck
I think
up.
I think
don't
that
wanna
some of the
talk-
CGI in Last
the
of Us is a little
long
egg.
night that lasted 45 minutes. Don't fucking get me started, okay?
Yeah, they
Oh.
did it. They did a really impressive, intense battle in broad
like-
daylight in the snow.
Dora
and
the
it was-
Explorer is more physically intimidating than Abby in this show.
Okay, you're really gonna force me to like get them go to bat for this, aren't you?
Okay. Do
We can talk
think-
about Love After
do
Lockup,
we
dude. It
think
is
that they're
getting
gonna
crazy.
do product placement for the PS Vita in the show?
That's actually that's I actually think they've had that conversation
was the
on
game?
the podcast.
Hotline
What was the game that
Miami,
the
I think it
Vita
was
girl
Hotline
was?
Miami.
It was Hotline Miami. That's what it
Dude,
was.
which is
Yeah.
a props, right? It's a props.
I mean, that's sick. That's so sick. Yeah.
I mean, they've been so faithful to like little Easter eggs and shit in the show that I wouldn't be shocked at all if they do that.
Dude, fuck yeah, dude. It's gonna be a Switch 2 with like Angerfoot.
No, it's
on
gonna
it.
That's funny. That's funny.
Hell yeah.
But here, yeah, this season is a shorter season, and I think I finally kind of have a feel for like where they're going to like how they're structuring it and where they're going to like cut it and then jump to season 3. So, to that conversation, I would say I don't
little
think we're
tease, little tease of the museum trip.
That stuff's
Yeah.
coming for sure. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe turn that into a whole episode.
Like they're doing like.
But actually, I don't think they
Did
can.
you watch the next one?
I didn't.
They're doing like the fucking Rat King next episode.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's
With
far in the
Abby?
game. That's far in the game.
The boss,
Yeah.
in the underground.
But like
boss
that's an
fight.
Abby chapter.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
No, it's not. Is
Yes, it is.
No,
It is
no. it's-
100%.
You do both. You do both. Both.
No,
go
Brett.
down there.
Are you sure they're teasing the Rat King or just the hospital? Because it happens in the same location in the
Okay,
game.
well, the hospital, but like they're moving along. They're moving along.
Yeah.
They're definitely
They're-
teasing the boss fight.
Okay, I'll have to watch
Well,
that
maybe
during the
not,
break.
Maybe not yet, but I mean it's the spores. Yeah, it's the spores. But they already
Yeah.
teased it. Whatever. What are we talking about? Video games.
You were the one
It's my
who
fucking birthday. We talk about what we want.
I told you I didn't want to talk about The Last of Us because you get me going. I will sit here and I will drag us through the Last of Us conversation. But
I don't know.
so I told you
It's
I didn't
fine,
want to have
whatever.
that conversation. But
It's fine. We all like The Last of Us.
I
Nick,
do
I-
think
Nick, I will-
think that. Go ahead, Crispy.
We're not talking about The Last of Us anymore because I know it's gonna stress you out, Nick. But
No,
Remember,
let me get my
remember
thought
when
out. Let me get my
the gif
thought
of like
out.
the kid getting punched or whatever?
Yeah,
You do that on the
that'll
show?
be season 3. That'll be season 3 for sure. I am at this point convinced that the rest of season 2 will be the rest of Ellie's days in Seattle, like day 1, 2, and 3 in Seattle,
Mm.
and then it's going to end at the theater, and then
the
season
theater,
3 is
right?
going to be predominantly Abby.
I was
It's gonna be
surprised to
mostly
see the
Abby.
theater already. How many episodes is this season?
7.
Oh man, it's these people, man. Do they even want to work?
So,
Come
like,
on.
are you saying that they're gonna expand the end of the game into
No,
a
no,
third
no,
season?
because
Like,
they're only gonna do half the game. They're gonna do. This is just my theory. They're gonna do Ellie's journey through Seattle, day 1, 2, and 3, which culminates at the theater where they have the big showdown. And then in season 3, they're gonna go back to day 1 and do Abby's whole journey, and then takes you back to that point.
Are they going to?
so they're not
like,
even gonna like introduce Lev until next season.
I would be. Well, they're kind of doing some of that stuff a little differently in the show, so they could. I mean, this whole episode this week was like featured Isaac really heavily and talked about his backstory and stuff. So they're starting to like.
So you think this
Into the
season
Seraphite
ends with
stuff.
like
Don't say
like
it.
Jesse?
Yeah, I
like,
think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
It's a big scene. It's a big scene for sure.
It is
Yep.
Hmm.
the aquarium. When we get to the aquarium,
Oh, dude, there's so much stuff that happens in Abby's side of the game that I'm so excited that I'm sad because I don't think any of it's going to be in this season.
I remember mostly Ellie stuff from that game.
That's
It was
funny because
long
I remember
ago.
mostly Abby stuff. I reinstalled the game the other day because I am considering doing another playthrough, but I don't have time for that because you know what? I was sick this weekend. I literally my weekend got sniped. I got sick on Saturday and Sunday, and then was back to normal. Like I was like sick to the point where like I didn't even feel well enough to play video games. Like just couldn't do it. bedridden all weekend, and then I felt great on Monday.
Bedridden.
Back
was
to
this?
work.
Respiratory.
I can't.
I
I
took
can't
I took a
sympathize with those little colds.
I took a COVID test, if that tells you anything, because I was concerned for a hot second that this might be COVID. And then I was back to fucking normal on Monday. So I lost a weekend. I didn't play any Clair Obscura this weekend because I didn't feel
Dude, just
like it.
tank that shit, dude. I take my kid to the park when I'm on my deathbed, okay? Because fucking life goes
We can't-
on.
I
just
think
tank it.
when you have kids, you probably get used to just like pushing through it. You have to, because otherwise you're just not going to exist. You're just going to cease to exist.
Nobody wants to live like a parent, Brad.
Yeah.
Dude, but I'm telling you, like it's mental. You just don't let it fucking slow you down.
Yeah, you don't let it slow you down.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let it slow me down all day.
I'm gonna let it fuck me up because that's exactly what happened. But anyways, guys, yeah, welcome to the show. We're gonna talk about a few games tonight, but I think it's gonna be a pretty maybe a heavier news show because there's been some shit happening this week, including the Rockstar dropped a new trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6, so we'll talk about that a little bit. And of course,
the delay of Grand Theft Auto 6. We'll talk about that a little bit.
Of Grand Theft Auto 6, which talk about luck, crispy.
It was more
or
like
skill. I'm sorry, pure skill.
instincts. It was instinct,
Yeah.
pure instinct.
Shut the fuck up, Crispy.
Shut
the fuck up.
Maybe on a sadder note, we'll talk about the sudden and harsh culling of games media that happened this week.
Yeah.
Just in time for one of the biggest game launches of ever.
R.I.P. Giant Bomb.
35 million views on the GTA 6 trailer, and nobody to write about it. Nobody to, people probably chomping at the fucking bit to read and take in as much GTA 6 coverage as you can possibly get. But there's not a lot of people left to write about it or talk about it or whatever. So that's fucking
champing
at the bit. So yeah, we'll talk about all that stuff tonight. But
and Goaty Watch. Brad's gonna talk about Starvaders.
Which it is Brad's birthday, so I'm gonna go one step further than letting Brad talk about his game first. I'm gonna say, Brad, for the rest of the show, you're in control, baby.
Oh no!
That's not a birthday gift to me. I don't want that.
Out of my hands.
I don't want that.
God.
Take it away, Brad. Hosting duties are yours.
What are we even talking about this week? You said a bunch of bullshit. What games? What games are on the lineup?
Starvaders, and
what else?
Crispy, you were going to talk about something?
I was planning on talking about Warframe because I played 50 hours of that since last week. I tried to record footage, but I failed, and I didn't give myself enough time.
How you failed?
I 20 minutes before the show started, I got on, recorded 20 minutes of footage, and then when I checked it back, it was just recording my Steam library for 20 minutes. So,
Crispy, I just want you to know that not only, okay, so Austin Walker's the GOAT. And I've tried to recommend you some Austin Walker podcasts in the past because I know he does a Star Wars podcast that you probably like. He just started a new video game podcast. And you know what the big topic was in episode 1? Fucking Warframe.
It was?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, do you want me to talk about it?
All he talks about is Gundam and Star Wars.
Hey,
and
dude, I follow the guy because I know. He's he's on my page.
Noise in chat says it was actually Soulframe that they were talking about.
And they talked about Warframe.
Yeah, that's what got me interested in checking out Warframe. Was looking at Warframe and being like, I don't want to play this. And then them being like, oh, well, we're making another game called Soulframe, which is a fantasy game that looks sick, and being
you're like, take my money.
Sick. And then I was like, okay, fine, I'll try Warframe just to see what it's like. And you know what? It's kind of sick. It's kind of cool. It's like
Destiny, but
it's like Destiny, but if you were playing Diablo, except it was a cool third-person character action game with robust third-person shooting. It's almost like playing, I don't know, Bayonetta Diablo. It's kind of weird.
Like Remnant.
Yeah. It's weird and fun, and like nothing else I've ever played really plays like it. But there's also some just like real fucking obtuse systems going on there. Like you
The
have to
good stuff, you mean?
yeah, I mean, it's like they designed the game to be played for like 5,000 hours. So like to get a new character, a new Warframe, you have to like farm 4 or 5 different blueprints, and then you have to construct each of those blueprints, and each one takes literally like 12 hours to make. And then once you have all of them, you can construct the new character, and the character, like most of the characters, once you have the components, still take 3.5 days to complete. Like you just have
Jesus
to
Christ.
start a timer and then come back in like 72 hours and you'll have your new character.
You had me
Because
at blueprints.
they want you to like spend money to speed it up like it's a fucking mobile game or something. Like it's so wild. But also the more I'm playing it and like getting into the story, like the more I'm enjoying it and being like I didn't realize that this was like as cool as it is. It's almost like some kind of like Evangelion shit going on.
What?
It's so cool. It's
What?
so weird.
This is
and
gonna sound
fucked up.
really. This is just gonna go to show you like how disconnected I am and I out of the
Yeah.
loop I am from this. But like, am I thinking of the right thing? Is Warframe somehow related? Is it the same studio that made Dark Sector? Is that the
Yes.
same? Am I thinking?
Yeah,
Okay,
Digital
okay,
Extreme. Yeah.
okay. Got.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
So
that's
like the
so maybe.
movement tech is what's like really cool about this game.
Yeah, but
Like,
they're so
Gotcha,
like
okay.
far from like
Yeah.
the studio that they were when they made Dark
Yeah.
Sector is not
That's
resemble.
why, because every
no.
time I see Warframe, I think of Dark Sector because like some of the
It-
art makes it look like
I
Dark
wish
Sector.
I had the footage to show you because I was like doing stuff that was like they like
have a glaive,
the cool like the thing they have that's like kind of cool like because to me this is like the closest Destiny competitor. Like I
Yeah.
think of this more than I do like Borderlands when it comes to competing with Destiny.
Oh, yeah.
But like they have a lot of stuff that Destiny has, but they like take it a step further where like they give you a ship in Destiny, but all it is a loading screen. In this, they kind of let you fly it around. They have missions where you are controlling a large ship with a crew of other players, and like one person's piloting the ship, two people are like firing guns, and you're like flying it around a solar system.
That's
Like there's
that's the
missions
sauce
where
right
like
there.
you can jump out of your ship and fly around in space with a jetpack.
And the crazy part is none of that
underwater
stuff
shit.
was there.
You can like
None
go
of that stuff was there at launch.
yeah, none of it was there at launch. There wasn't even like open world segments. Now they have like open world maps where you can go. They give you like hoverboards, they give you jetpacks, they give you vehicles, they give you all this crazy shit. But then they also have like just the random like sprawling Diablo style maps, which are like the bulk of the game. It's so weird how much cool stuff is just like in this game, and I never hear people talk about it because
Yeah,
it is kind of obtuse
unexpected.
and arcane. Like
It is
it's
unexpected.
so-
It's from it's from the studio that brought you Dark Sector and The Darkness 2. Like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the fuck?
But like the gunplay, the action stuff, all of that, it's great. It's sick. It's really cool. And you
A
don't
little
have to spend
gun
any money.
Valkyrie.
Yeah, you don't have to spend any money if you don't want. Like you can even like trade. They have player trading, and you can like trade for the premium currency. Like you can earn premium currency if you know what to do, but like you have to go like talk to people. Like it's
So
fucked up.
why is it so like is it a game that
I think
mean
because
maybe
it's
I'm
a.
just not
I
listening
think
to the
it.
right
I think
things,
maybe even more so than Destiny, it's like really a lifestyle game. Like they really want you to play like
Like it's
thousands of hours.
insanely successful, and like so
The
many
people
people
who
play it.
it, this is like what they're playing. You know, like
They
exactly.
have enough time to talk about video games. They're too busy playing
No,
Warframe.
but
Yeah,
that's it. It's like the people who play like
That's
fucking
correct.
Tarkov or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like
It-
huge community. We're just not. The Venn
took a minute-
diagram does not overlap with them.
yeah. I mean, it's like playing Eve Online or something. It's like
Gotcha.
it took me a minute to like really kind of get it and have it click. And there's so much depth to it that I haven't seen yet, and so much more I don't understand. Like I'm like starting. I've started like different missions and different like campaigns where they're like make a new character. This is a new story, and like we've added a new character that you have to play as, or like all kinds of crazy. I don't know.
Path of
it's-
Exile, I would say, is like one of these where it's like so obtuse and like so
yeah,
many systems.
yeah,
and-
yeah. This feels like it's in that like ecosystem, you know. But it's sick, and I don't know if anyone plays Warframe and
There's people in
to
our chat that are talking a little bit about it. I
wants to
wouldn't.
Warframe.
There's got to be some folks in our
I was
Discord
like,
that are.
I'm not gonna
play
think
it.
about Destiny until I see what the new stuff is, which came out today. I'm just gonna play Warframe for a week, and then I did that.
I mean, Europeans know about it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Every time I look up videos, it's like either a European or like an Indian guy like talking about it. Like, I don't think
Fascinating.
I don't. Yeah, I think it's more of an international thing.
China, maybe. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We don't have to take up all this time. It's just
You
interesting.
should
It's just
you should try bring footage someday because I would be curious to see like some of these
yeah.
components.
Maybe
mean,
once I get
yeah.
yeah. Nick, I mean,
Once you
I'm
learn
not
how
saying
to
I'm gonna
save a
play it.
file.
I'm just saying like I'm not gonna do the
yeah,
thing that Brett likes to make
You
fun
want
of me
to
for.
you want
I'm-
to take a look over the fence. I get it.
Yeah.
Like
I want to look over the fence, right? I just
Yeah,
want to
He's
see.
more interested in Warframe than he will be. Just watch his eyes glaze over when I
I
start
mean,
talking about
believe
Starvaders.
it or not, I do have a genuine interest in the video game industry and
Oh, I
what's
know,
happening.
I know. You know what? I think maybe like because Soulframe looks like it's gonna be a thing. You know, maybe
Yeah.
when we get a little closer to that, we can come back and talk about this.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
come
Brad,
to
don't
Starvaders.
forget the ship is you're flying this ship.
Man, I don't even know. I didn't even read the.
I don't care.
What?
I don't care.
Chris
What,
Davis
wait,
wants to talk
what
more
were you gonna
about
say? What were you gonna
Expedition
say?
33. Is this?
What were you
Was
gonna
that
say?
true?
You didn't read the show notes that y'all don't update anymore that we haven't updated in like 18 months?
Yeah, no one reads those. I'm saying like I
Oh,
don't
good.
even remember
Read 'em
what
after the fact.
people typed in Discord as what they were going to talk about.
There wasn't much. There wasn't much.
Weren't much.
You would know that if you had not ghosted me after I said
Well,
happy
there
birthday this morning.
is. No, you
We've
motherfucker! My shit was like 1 inch above your question all day long. Was
I'm in Starvaders.
yes. You don't. If
I
you don't
saw
know
it.
what that means, that's
I know what it means. I know what it means.
Anyways,
but that was it. That was it for
you
the
were
longest time.
subtweeting Crispy. I know.
That
but-
was literally the conversation in Discord until I put a GIF that said Bueller. That's literally all I had all day.
I'm in, and I'm going to talk about Starvaders. Speaking of which,
Hey, I heard that game's pretty good.
I played like 20 hours of Starvaders already.
Yeah.
The thing is, I sat down to record footage tonight.
And you
And-
recorded your Steam library?
Well, no. I was in the middle of the true final boss of the game, which is like a 3-fight final boss. And I'm on the first part, and I'm doing a lot of like thinking because I don't want to fuck it up, and I can't end the run because I haven't beaten the final boss yet. Like not the true final boss. I've beaten runs, but it's
So
like I was fighting the
You left
heart.
the engine running? Is that what's
No, well, so I turned it off and I decided to record footage of the demo because I couldn't show it's like if you're familiar with Slay the Spire, it has a very similar 3-act structure, but if you like take things that make your run a lot harder, especially in this game, you can unlock Act 4, which is just like the final fight. So I was the equivalent of me fighting the heart on the hardest difficulty. And I just couldn't rush it, right? Because I haven't won yet, and I really wanted to win. So I just turned it off, and this is footage of me playing the demo, which is just Starvaders. Anyways, in short, Starvaders is like Space Invaders, aliens coming down from the top of the screen to the bottom of the screen, and you're trying to
I
stop
get the
them.
reference.
Except it's Slay the Spire meets Into the Breach. So it's very similar to like the deck building of like a Slay the Spire, but with the like a grid based tactics of like an Into the Breach, where you're going to see the enemy's going to move down, like the everything that the enemy's going to do is very like intentional, like everything that's going to happen in the next turn, and it's about kind of like mitigation, but because it's like a Space
Reading the
Invaders
room and
inspired
reacting.
thing. Because it's a Space Invaders style thing, it's like a lot of enemies coming down. So it's about like taking out a lot of enemies in a single turn and trying to stop like them. Because if they get low enough, if they get to the bottom, it's like a 10 by 5 grid, like a vertical.
Yeah.
And if they get to the bottom 3 rows, the enemies get to the bottom 3 rows, they start channeling doom, and your run is over if they've channeled 5 doom, and that's across the entire run. So it's you're trying to like mitigate and find ways to like reduce that doom from like battle to battle, and like in between battles it's very, you know, slay the spire, where you're choosing like a card, or you're going to upgrade a card, or you're going to go to a shop, or you're going to and you're kind of like choosing between like harder fights with better rewards versus like, you know, maybe easier fights with like less good interesting rewards, maybe like a card reward instead of an upgrade or a relic, right? I might speak about this game very much like Slay the Spire, because Slay the Spire, I don't know if you know this, but it was like it's still the touchstone for like most people who know and play Slay the Spire consider it's just one of the best video games made. Period. Right? Like it's there's few indie games that have the amount of respect that Slay the Spire does. You have like Stardew Valley, Hollow Knight, Celeste, and Slay the Spire. You know, like Disco Elysium,
It's a goat.
Outer Wilds. Like I'm saying, it's a goat, and there's nobody like denies it. Like everyone, it's one of those things where like, yeah, this is the one.
Have you
right?
talked to the weirdos and Fantasy Critic who have these weird opinions about Silk
Go
Song?
on there, dude. find like a Slay the Spire naysayer, and there's been like a ton of like it sort of kickstarted, you know, like the
A subgenre?
roguelike deck builder wave, and there's been a lot of good roguelike deck builders since then. Some have been really great, but like none of them can compete, you know, like with Hollow Knight, right? It's like the king is still the king, right? And that is true even now, even though Starvaders is very good. And it's not just Slay the Spire. Like I said, it's very Into the Breach, which is honestly kind of in the conversation. Like FTL and Into the Breach, the subset games is also like indie royalty. Like the next game that when they announce a new game, like that is a first round pickup for Fantasy Critic, right? Like they are now indie royalty. You know, they have I've been saying this with like for Silk Song. For Silk Song, it's been a long time since Hollow Knight came out. But
Never forget
when
that I
critics
picked
review
Earthblade.
Silk Song, what? Earthblade?
Never
Yeah,
forget that I picked up
Yeah.
Earthblade, and
And
then it was
a good pick. It
canceled
was
like a week later.
It was a smart pickup, but yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, that was tragic. Sure.
I'm just saying, the indie royalty thing is not always a guarantee.
Well, that was a
Shit
curveball
can
that no
fall
one saw
apart
coming.
real
Well, I
fast.
saw it coming a little bit, but you know, I did counter it. But yeah, whatever. When Silksong comes out, and critics will not remember when Return of the King won all of the Oscars. They were not just awarding Return of the King; they were awarding all of the Lord of the Rings, right?
Yes.
Or like
Yes.
when Marty won for The Departed, you know, it was a lifetime achievement award,
it was
right?
actually for Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Like
So when Silksong comes out, the critics will be reviewing Hollow Knight and Silksong with that score. I promise you. So, but anyways, besides the point,
Starvaders.
Slay the Spire is still the king, but there's a lot of roguelike deck builders do a lot of cool things. Some of them have like cool art or like a cool premise or a cool twist, but the king is still the king because the devil's in the details or whatever, right? And I will say that this game, which didn't launch early access, this game's been in a beta period for a very long time, where the developer has given players like access to like quite a bit of the game, even more than the demo, right? And people have been playing it for like a couple of years now in some form, and so they have treated this period as kind of like their early access. So when this game launched in 1.0 last week, it was it was very much a like finished product and a very polished one. And when I say like it's a very polished game, Starvaders has like I think one of the problems of this genre, especially when you're a new player coming into a new one of these, is like just trying to figure everything out, like clarity, how everything works, and like just sometimes there's some growing pains trying to figure out one of these games. Starvaders does a really good job of communicating all of the information to the player extremely clearly in some like ways, in some clever ways, even like ways that you don't even think about, like, oh, like more games should do this kind of ways. And I think that's why it has been really successful for people, because not only do I think this is a really good first like roguelike deck builder, I think like the setup is like immediately visually obvious, right? You know, you have a lot of enemies, they're coming from the top of the screen. I need to make sure they don't reach the bottom of the screen, right? You have, you know, lots of attacks and moves and that sort of like basic stuff. And it does ramp up in terms of complexity and synergies and builds and deck types and whatnot, right? And there's a lot of like pilot types and relics that can dramatically change the way you play. But everything is they start out, they ramp up slow. It's not very difficult at first. Like it's and it's very clear, and like like when you hit the like the tutorial, like the more information button, it'll take you to a screen that answers any questions you might have about what a card does, basically. And the crazy thing is, and like they'll give you all the definitions. Like if this card creates another card, it'll like show you all the details for that card. It'll explain what all the terminology does. And it's a relatively like simple game to start, but like everything is clear. Like when you upgrade a card, and I see a lot of roguelike deck builders, there's a lot, it doesn't just have one upgrade path. Like Slay the Spire has like a single upgrade path, but a lot of like of the roguelike deck builders will have like, oh, there's different ways to upgrade a card. And it can get real messy in some of the other games I've played, but in this one, like for clarity, they do this one little icon, and it's always means a certain thing. So like, and that type of upgrade applies across all cards, no matter how you upgrade them. Like this is the icon that means reduced mana cost. This is the icon that means, you know, you can double this if you move before you play this card. And you know, it's just it feels so polished and
It
refined in
builds a
terms of,
language.
yeah, the language is very clear, and it is user friendly, and the user experience is good. And like that is, you know, like I said, you know, it's not the most beautiful roguelike deck builder, you know. Well, I showed a trailer for Drop Duchy earlier, and which has a much more like compelling art style or whatever, and immediately people are like, ooh, ah, and that's fine. And maybe that game's awesome, but like you you're not gonna see the stuff that I'm talking about by just watching a trailer of a game. And maybe this doesn't look like much, but I'm telling you, these people, they knew what they were doing, and they have that. This is a cut above your. It might not be Slay the Spire, but it feels like a cut above your typical roguelike deck builder, of which there are dozens every year, and there's some cool ones. When I first started playing this game, the game it reminded me most of was a game I really liked. I played it last year, or the year before. It was called Cobalt Core. Remember Cobalt Core?
Oh yeah.
It was like there's like a spaceship on the top of the screen, and it's sort that was kind of like Into the Breach meets like FTL or something, where my spaceship against theirs, and you know, you're kind of like moving between columns to like take less damage and do damage, and that's a really good game. And I thought this game was just going to be like that, but I keep getting surprised by the variety, that the enemy designs, the boss designs, and like the boss designs are like super cool and creative. Like one of the like Act 3 bosses is a chess set where all the enemies move like the chess pieces, and then like it
What?
goes in different phases where like if there's any enemy, if any of the queens are alive or the king is surrounded, you can't like damage the king, and you have to damage the king 3 times, but each time you damage the king, it creates a new like layout of like the chessboard pieces, and it can be like a really tricky fight, but it's such a smart boss design, and there's like a ton of those in this game. So like the more and more I played it, the more I was like surprised by like the level of polish, the level of depth. It gets really challenging once you get to like the highest difficulty, where the
Right.
developer says this is kind of like the difficulty you're meant to be playing it on. Um, but man, highly recommend it. It's just a really easy one to get into, but like there's a lot of crunch here. And you know, it might not be a game I play forever like Slay the Spire, but man, it is like doing a really good job of like making the wait for Slay the Spire 2 a little bit easier. So I highly recommend Starvaders. It's super fun. It's super fun. I think anybody who's ever kind of played a roguelike deck builder could like pick this one up really easily, get into it. I like how the
What about
music
someone who
slaps.
hasn't played
The
a
music
roguelike deck
slaps.
builder?
No, but like I was saying, I think this is a good first roguelike deck builder.
Entry
Because
point.
everything is very clear. There's not a lot of questions. Like the most complex cards. I read the description. I'm like, I don't know if I quite understand this. And I'll pull up the extra info window. And they don't do this for every card. But anytime I like had another question, because I played enough of these to where I'm like, okay, I got it. And I'm making comparisons to like the Slay the Spire, the Into the Breach counterpart or whatever, right? But anytime I had a question of one that sounded a little weird, I pull up the window and I'm like, oh, for this one, they had an actual demonstration of the attack pattern because it wasn't as clear when I read it, but they knew that and they were already ready for me. So when I pulled up that screen, it's like, oh, an actual demonstration. And that's happened to me like a few times playing this game. Anytime I was even like, I don't know about this one. Let me pull up this screen. They had one of those like extra demonstrations of which they don't have that many of. So it's amazing that for the ones where I did have that question, they were ready for me. And to me, that means a very refined, polished product. I don't like calling it a product. That feels weird.
That was gross, Brad. Why would you
This
say?
This is a good ass video game. It's a good one of these. But you know,
A good ass video game.
if you don't like Slay the Spire Into the Breach, I don't know. Maybe you won't fucking like this. But at that point, why don't talk to me? I guess.
That is a perfect way to like round out that conversation.
Wait, hold on. It's got good music. I will say, like the class types are fucking cool. So like the one you're watching me play is like a very basic, like it's like very offensive. You can burn cards to like give yourself like an extra round during a turn, like an extra attack. But you burn that card. And now if that card pops up again, you can't really fucking use it. But like sometimes overextending yourself in a single round is like all you need to maybe like get ahead in that battle, right? Pretty straightforward, although there's lots of ways that they kind of play with that. The second enemy or the second class type you unlock is like a fucking ninja samurai type mech because they're mechs, right? And they have different pilots. This ninja mech has like kind of like shuriken style like motif, right? But you can take your cards and like throw them onto the battlefield and the cards just become physical objects on the battlefield that you can use
That's
as
actually
like
cool.
traps. You can like teleport to your card on the battlefield. They become like elements to the tactical game, but they're still the cards. And like the way you synergize and like build around that is completely different than the way any of the other characters play. It's so cool. It's so cool.
That's pretty sweet, actually.
Starvaders, it's neat.
Sounds cool.
And Crispy stole it from me, and he's a jerk. That's fine.
I installed it, but I haven't started playing it yet. But
Yeah.
it looks pretty cool.
He's been too busy playing his Steam library.
Maybe you should have spent some more money.
I didn't even have the slots.
I didn't even have the slots.
Me not getting this game, which is what an 87, which is really good, or Karen, which I think is going to be score that also. Because of that, because I didn't get those, I had enough money to get DK. So I will say, maybe in the end, not so bad.
Maybe DK.
Unless
will be
DK's an
racist.
87, and then I'll just be
Maybe.
sad.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah, if DK is like an 86, holy shit.
Yeah, fuck my life.
Okay, why don't we try to let's get any impression like game talk like out of our system in this first segment, right?
This video game stuff.
No, because we're gonna this stuff. There's other stuff to talk about. We can push to the second segment.
Okay.
So
No impressions yet because we'll talk about it next week. But I did want to mention that I started playing Skin Deep because we were talking about that.
Which looks sick as
and
hell.
It's so good so far. I've only played like an hour. I've played about as much as the demo, which we already talked about, but still incredibly charming game, wonderful game. Highly recommend. Even already, I can tell it's like
It's got the sauce, man.
it's got
I
the
don't
sauce.
know.
It's got the sauce. I love that this guy puts out like one video game every like 10 years, and it's just like this funny, weird, sincere piece of art. It's so good. I highly recommend it. Please go.
Yeah.
Please go try it.
We will have footage. So this is a game.
Next week, Skin Deep.
I was kind of addicted to Starvaders, but I will also be playing Skin Deep. I also like Blindo games a lot. And so we'll have footage conversation next week.
How did you describe it during trailer talk, Brad? You said it was like Prey, but without.
Without
all the loading.
Loading
no,
screens.
no, not all the loading.
Well, you were talking about how the space station or whatever has like a sense of place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were talking about like it's like the space station in Prey, but without all the loading screens.
Yeah.
Which
it is a similar. It's an immersive sim, but it's like an immersive sim comedy game. A little
like
bit.
a roguelike.
Yeah.
Immersive sim. I don't know.
Beautiful. Yeah, tune in next week for Skin Deep. That sounds sick as hell. I do want to just, I guess, Chris Davis. I don't know how much you want to say. I'm assuming you've probably played a fuck ton of Clair Obscur Expedition 33, for which I hate you both because I wish I could have. I'm not even past Act 1 yet.
I think I'm close to the end of Act 2, and from my understanding, Act 3 is supposed to be kind of quick, and there's a lot of in-game content. I'm still in love with it. I'm going to be honest here. Look,
we know what you're about to say, Chris Davis.
Do you? What am I going to say?
This is your game of the year, or okay,
it's on his top 10 of all time list.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing to say. That's fine.
The most played recent a second JRPG and he loves it.
The most recent game on my top 10 games of all time is from 2007.
Wait, the most recent game that you've put on your top 10 games of all time is from
okay, hold on. At least make sure this shit sticks the landing, dog.
I mean,
you're in
Act 2. Delivering every step of the way.
You're telling me you haven't played a single video game since 2007 that made you rethink your top 10 games of all time a little bit?
Correct.
Not a single one.
What was that game?
Yeah,
I'm guessing that was
horseshit.
It was Lost Odyssey, right?
No, that was Call of Duty 4.
I can't with this guy. What was your game of the year the last 17 years or however the fuck long it's been?
You're telling me none of your game of the years from the past.
No, I got it here. I got it right here.
18 years.
Hold on.
Have been worthy
I want to hear
top
this.
10 games of all time.
No, I got it right here. Let's see.
He's pulling it up right now.
Well, I don't have. No one filled out your last year. What was last year your game of the year?
I didn't have one last year.
Yeah.
You didn't have a game of the year last year?
He only played like 4 games last year because he was buying it. He was building a house.
What was your favorite game last year? Building a
one?
house.
I don't know. I'd have to go fucking looking, but nothing
Stop
jumped off
it.
the page
Name a
at
game
me.
you really loved last year.
Yeah, what could it have been?
What fucking came out last year? You're blanking right now.
Infinite Wealth. You really liked Infinite Wealth.
Working on Game of the Year.
I did like Infinite Wealth. I don't consider that a game of the year for me.
Unicorn Overlord.
Unicorn Overlord was great. I don't consider that game of the year.
1,000 Times Resist. It would have been if you weren't too much of a jerk to play it. Okay. Sea of Stars.
Sea of Stars. Loved it. I would probably put it on the list, but I would not have it as my game of the year.
Well, yeah,
Indiana Jones.
I don't even think you believed it was your game of the year.
Indiana Jones was good. I don't think it was great.
Hi-Fi Rush, Dead Space.
Hi-Fi Rush came out year 4 last.
Baldur's Gate 3 was your number 4. You heathen.
That's
wild. Just stick to his number 1.
Stick to
for each
number
year.
1. Okay. A Plague Tale Requiem.
Great game.
Not in your top 10.
Nope.
Hitman 3. The Hitman Suite.
Nope.
Half-Life Alyx.
Nope.
Yeah.
Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown.
Wait, stop. Shut up, Brad. Chris Davis, you're telling me Half-Life Alyx didn't break onto your top 10 games of all time?
Correct.
That's acceptable. Probably because he already has like Half-Life 2 on there or some shit.
Wow.
It is.
Ace
Half-Life 2
Combat
is on the
7?
list.
Yeah, see, he can't make 2 slots for Half-Life. The Messenger.
Sure you can. I did it
Great
for The
game.
Last of Us.
Not on
PUBG Battlegrounds.
Great
Breath of
game.
the Wild. Doom.
Breath of the Wild, great.
2016. The
Great
Division.
game.
The Wild doesn't
The
break
Division?
through the top 10?
The Division.
Fun game.
800
Titanfall
hours.
2.
800 hours.
1,200 hours. 1,200 hours. Get it right.
Dishonored 2. Dude, 2016 was your year. Doom, The Division, Titanfall 2, Dishonored 2, Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Bro. Hitman.
None of those games made it
All
onto
those
your
are
top
great
10
games.
of all time.
Half
None of them
Genie
are on my top
Hero
10
on
list.
your- Hold on.
You're a
Hold on.
fraud.
No,
But Claire
no,
Obscura
record
is.
scratch. Number 11. game of 2016, XCOM 2. Number 10, Shantae Half Genie Hero. Shantae beat out XCOM 2?
I had a really good time
What
with that game. I really liked it.
God's Christ are you talking about?
You didn't? Did you play it?
XCOM 2?
No,
Yes.
Shantae.
Dude, I've played like 3 Shantae games, and none of them combined come close to XCOM 2. All right,
Okay.
Life is Strange, Rainbow Six Siege, Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Not in your top 10.
No.
I need to go back and look at Chris Davis' top 10
Metro
again.
Last Light, Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 3 was your game of the year?
Yeah,
Over
bro.
Dishonored?
You didn't play the multiplayer, bro. You didn't play it.
XCOM Enemy Unknown
Great
came
game.
out that year.
Yeah.
FTL
Man,
came
why-
out that year.
Chris Davis, why do you even play video games? If
Mass
you
Effect
haven't
3?
if you haven't found a goat in 18 years, what keeps you going? Like that's
for
all.
real.
Like
For real, dude.
Well,
I'm being sincere when I asked that.
Okay.
question.
So you're saying back to the topic at hand. You're saying this unfinished JRPG you're playing, or no, I'm sorry, it's a JRPG is
Je ne sais RPG.
yeah, JRPG.
It could
it's not
make
even
like my
finished.
number
It's not
10
even
slot.
finished.
It could make my number 10 slot, honestly.
But you're in a honeymoon period. The game's not even over.
Yeah,
I've seen
I know.
so many
I know.
Xenoblade games get so stupid by the end.
I understand that, but this game has
I mean, to be
delivered at
fair-
every single moment I could possibly want. I
To
love
be
the story.
fair-
I
Dark Souls
love
boss from
the
Act 2.
combat.
Like-
I love so much this game.
Can we talk about like where the game
No.
just straight up becomes Dark Souls? What were
No,
they thinking?
I'm
Like,
not
well, that's
there. I'm
crazy.
not there.
It's not a
Not
spoiler.
there.
What are you talking about?
There's a boss that is so Dark Souls, it is crazy. And
I
I'm
mean,
like,
yeah,
this-
yeah,
but
but that
like,
doesn't necessarily make the fight a Soulsian experience.
oh, well, I mean, like the whole game is pretty Soulsian with all these damn parries and dodges and shit. Come on now.
I don't know. I disagree.
It's-
I
the
think
bosses are brutal.
the closest comparison.
It's not a bad thing. I'm just saying there was a moment where they just decided to like completely channel Dark Souls, and I was kind of there for it. Even the music was very Dark Souls, and I'm like, yo, this shit kind of slaps. The game is good. The game is good, but this is a story boy, a lore boy. He
Yeah.
needs to wait till the story's over before he puts it anywhere near any list.
To be fair, it is still the highest rated game of the year on OpenCritic. So
There
grain of
are-
salt. But
There are games where
I haven't
he's
heard. I
went
haven't
from
really
loving to hating
seen.
because of a story moment.
That's true, but I haven't really seen anybody say that it like fumbles the landing. I
No,
feel
no,
like
I'm just saying, like, let's not jump the gun here. Finish.
You're
the
right.
fucking
You're right.
fight.
But
Finish
to
the
his
fight.
credit, I do think that most of the reviews that got it where it is stand behind it, saying that it's kind of a complete
Dude,
package.
what
in
if the
terms
end of the
its
game is
story,
like a
its-
nuke
its
goes
combat.
off and kills all your friends? You know,
You're
all
right,
of a
that-
sudden it ain't top 10 material.
Suddenly,
I mean, it would have to
suddenly
be
it
an
becomes Far Cry 5.
incredibly bad, wet fart of an ending for me to.
Dude,
I mean,
I've
we
seen
are talking
Xenoblade
about
games
video games
really
here.
shit the bed by the end.
I thought
There,
I mean, any JRPG, not just Xenoblade. I don't know why I'm picking on Xenoblade, but I've seen a lot of JRPGs drop the ball by the end.
look,
I fought a boss the other day.
okay. You're about to
that-
spoil something for me.
I'm not going to spoil it. But I think it might have been one of my favorite boss fights of all time. Period. Like it was.
Okay.
The music was incredible. The experience was incredible. It had twists on it and stuff going on. It was so fucking good. And they
Was it
they
just
keep
a random Dark Souls
bringing
boss, or
in.
did it have like emotional stakes as well?
Yes, it had emotional
I
stakes
feel
too.
like I feel like most things in this game have emotional stakes. But anyways,
Well,
I
you
believe
don't
you.
even know yet, Mister. I'm not even at the end
I
of Act
know,
1.
dude. I'm so I had so much intention this weekend to like make, because I wanted to finish this game before Doom hits. I don't think
Hurry.
it's gonna happen now.
Yeah, you can do it.
What does Doom have to do with this game?
You
Are you
guys-
even a
Dude.
Doom guy?
It has everything to do with how I prioritize games, and we've had this conversation 1,000 times. Let's not get into it now.
You have
I
9
am
days
juggling.
before it comes out. You have plenty of time.
Yeah.
This is a
But, like-
30-hour RPG.
But like, you care more about this than Doom, right?
I need a.
I mean, it just means I'm not. all I'm saying is, if I don't finish this before Doom comes out, I'm not playing Doom at launch. And I wanted to play Doom at launch.
Who cares? It's on Game
I mean-
Pass. I mean, you don't even have to buy it.
Guys, I need a vibe check though. Do you think
Yeah.
I would enjoy?
I do think. I honestly would
What-
recommend this
La
to any video
RGB?
gamer.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
would?
I think absolutely
Yes.
you'd like. I honestly think it's good enough to like recommend to just people who play video games.
I forgot who it was. I saw somebody in games. I saw somebody who I follow who's in games media this week. I can't remember who it was. I apologize. Who said something along the lines of he doesn't think he's like I don't know if it's possible to actually have to go in playing this game blind. And I was like, I don't think that's true, because even though I watched the trailer, I certainly had no fucking clue what this game was. And I started playing it, and that entire introductory chapter or prologue or whatever you want to call it, like sequence that kind of leads you into the game's concept.
It's a,
I was blind to it. I had no fucking clue what was going on, and it was one of the most amazing. It was kind of one of the most amazing like story introductions I've had in a long time. Like it hooked me so quickly and pulled you in so quickly.
kind of like goes. But I will say, Nick, I'm looking at your list, man. 2016, you had Doom at number 10, and we all know what number 10 means to you.
Wait.
No, you seem to know what number 10
You had it
means.
behind Quantum Break, okay?
Quantum Break, dude.
Far Cry Primal.
But I'm a Remedy bitch, okay? Of course it was behind Quantum Break. To me, Remedy is to me what Doom is to Chris Davis, okay?
Did you even play Doom Eternal?
Wait, what?
No, I
Yes.
agree with you, which is why I'm saying, like, who cares about Doom?
I mean,
you'll play it when you play it, but like
that...
Expedition 33, like for you at least, should be dancing all over Doom.
dude, that's what I'm saying. You're not listening to me. It means if I don't finish Claire Obscure before Doom comes out, I'm just gonna keep going with Claire Obscure. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
and I was hoping to finish it so I could not waste any time. I'm also thinking with the fact that like I'm looking at like my track record of like how quickly I historically speaking have played through games and like a lot of times by this point in the year I have enough games to fill a top 10 list. I am not having that kind of year. Yeah, I'm having a Chris Davis 2024 year right now.
Nick, you are filling a top 10 list. Your top 10 all-time list.
You're
not
living the
this
list
fleeting
right now,
bullshit.
Nick.
Number 10 of 2016. I barely even care about it kind of list.
What,
like you're playing goats.
Do you have all of our
others?
lists right there?
I do. Yeah. What do you want to know, Crispy?
2016. What was my number 10?
In 2016, your number 10 was Hyperlight Drifter.
Hyperlight Drifter. Yeah.
Okay. Your number 1 was Overwatch.
It was Overwatch.
guess-
Yeah, of course.
I guess-
2016 Overwatch. Yeah.
Darkest
Let It
Legend,
Die.
Let It
Also, was it
Die,
like-
Inside,
Let It Die.
Quadrilateral Cowboy at number 5.
Dude, that was a sick year. Holy shit. Pony
Painful 2,
Island.
Pony Island, Firewatch, Super Hot. This is a man who plays good video games.
Oh!
Unlike this
Okay.
Nicholas list.
Read my list of 2016, please. I'm gonna regret
Let's
asking
read it
this.
to you.
But
You had Mirror's Edge Catalyst at number 2.
that game is so fucking sick. I hate everybody. I hate
No one
everybody.
can disagree with you because you were the only one who played it.
Mirror's Edge Catalyst is one of the best sequels. It is so fucking good, and I hate everybody in the world
your word
who
for
was
it.
like, "Oh my god, make a sequel to Mirror's Edge," and
All right,
nobody
all right.
turned up.
Here's Nick's. Doom, Quantum Break, Far Cry Primal, Inside, The Last Guardian, Dishonored 2, Dark Souls 3, Uncharted 4, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and The Witness at number 1.
Fuck yes, that was a fucking amazing
That was
year.
pretty good.
Also,
That was
like,
pretty good.
what is number 12? Here They Lie. I'm pretty sure you made that up. Here They Lie.
Dude, that was that VR game we played on like during the Halloween stream where we were playing.
Oh, the
Here They
weird-
Lie.
I don't
weird
The
remember
only
one
at
one I
all.
remember from the Halloween stream was that Until Dawn. Like,
Was that the
certain-
one?
no,
with
no.
the, yeah. The one that was like all psychedelic and it had the lady
Yeah.
in the yellow dress that you keep
Yes.
seeing. Like, yeah.
That's the one.
That was a weird one. Wasn't that the one where it was the clip where like the monster was following you and it looked like it was beaten off? Like,
I think that might have been the one.
My top 10 list starting with number 10, Recore. I'm a Recore girly. I
I
mean, what do
bet
you
you
want?
hated Recore, huh?
Me? No,
Yes,
no.
you.
I
He was
love-
positive on it,
Wait,
but he limited some things.
I love how this podcast has devolved into us yelling at each other about our top
Thumper?
10 list. Go ahead.
Doom at number 8, because some of us around here have to like Doom. The Last Guardian, Salt and Sanctuary, Grow Up, Inside, Let It Die, The Witness, and Darkest Dungeon.
Wow.
/ Super Hot VR, which I play
Inside,
later.
Let It Die, The Witness, and Darkest. Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
Yep, okay.
dude.
You
Good
did
Hey, if
it.
you ask
You
me,
did
that's a
it, Brad. You
if
nailed
you
it.
ask me, all the way around, those are some pretty rocking lists for
I mean,
2020.
Chris
that was
Davis had
a lot of,
Shantae, Half Genie, Hero.
a lot of good
Man,
stuff on those
Firewatch,
Why
lists.
don't you
Deus
read
Ex,
it?
Mankind Divided, Uncharted 4, Dishonored 2, Cyberpunk, Bartender Action, Valhalla,
Oh, you put the whole
Titanfall 2, The Division, and Doom.
2016 was a good year.
A
It was
good
a good
year.
year.
He was sick,
Yeah.
yeah.
And don't disparage Valhalla. That game is
That
incredible.
was the year I stopped working at GameStop. That was a really
Dude.
good year.
That was a great.
You know what Taurus's number 10 was? Harambe versus Capcom.
Oh my god. Okay,
I
you
have
know,
George's top 10. Remember George?
of course I remember
yeah, what happened
George.
to George?
He pops in every once in a while.
George the Sophisticate. He had a very
I have
retiring
Zach's top 10 of 2013. Who the fuck
Zach
is
Lee?
Zach?
You don't remember Zach? Okay.
Zach
first of all, guys,
Kidding. I'm just kidding.
I guess first of all, Chris Davis, is there anything else you want to say about Claire Obscure right now before we
It's.
take a break?
I mean, it's so hard to talk about this game without going into spoilers, but like it's.
so that's the end of the conversation.
Yeah. I fought a boss today that kind of blew my fucking mind when I figured out actually how to kill him. Like
Okay.
it's completely antithetical to how the game is designed to be played.
Okay, well, I can talk a little bit about it without spoiling. I will say, like, as you get into Act 2, you kind of finally get out into the open world with a a vehicle of sorts. You'll see.
I have that.
and You have a vehicle.
I mean, it's not really a vehicle.
What?
I'm not in Act 2 yet.
Baguette.
It's
No,
SPA.
no. Act 2 is when you can like go onto the ocean and you start really
yeah.
Gotcha.
exploring the world.
And that's when the
Um,
world really opens, starts to really open up.
By the way,
I will say,
SPA,
like the game
game's
is
great.
filled with like areas and like full ass areas, and I do still think that like some of these areas are too big not to have a map or a mini map or an arrow or something, because
I
it's
feel
like
like that's a trend these days. Like
it's a
having
little
making
exhausting
games
just
without
walking
mini
around.
maps. Making games without mini maps, I think. When did that start happening? Because I feel like there was another game I played fairly recently where I had the same experience, and I was like, "Why the
Assassin's Creed,
fuck is there
maybe?
not a mini map?" No, it's
No,
not.
I mean,
Assassin's Creed.
no, but like the problem is like the areas are so large, and it's not like they're that fun to navigate, especially when you like fought the enemies. So it's just like being
Oh,
lost doesn't
Wukong.
feel
It
good.
was Wukong. Wukong didn't have maps either,
Wukong, yeah.
which was a pain in the ass because I was trying to like explore like every inch of that world and like find secrets. There's lots of stuff to find, and doing that without a fucking map was
Do you
made it
remember?
harder than it needed to
Do
be.
you remember? Speaking of 2017, do you remember the really embarrassing shit where like the community didn't have Hollow Knight on their top 10, and I had to like replace PUBG with Hollow Knight, and Chris Davis didn't notice.
That's
But like,
funny.
at the end of the day, I mean, whatever. Shame on Chris Davis, but really, at the end of the day, shame on the community for
Shame
not
on me.
actually.
Fuck you, Brad. You're the one that
They're not-
manipulated the system. Fuck you.
Let me finish, dog. Shame on the community for not actually having Hollow Knight on their top 10. Like, what
That
the
is pretty
fuck
shameful.
are they doing? What the
That is-
fuck?
That is pretty shameful. Pretty shameful.
Breath of the Wild year.
I
Yeah.
trusted you,
I
Brad.
mean, it was Breath of
trusted
the
you.
Wild year. I will say that though, that like me and
Brad
Nolan
saved
did
him.
have it at number 1, and so did Carlos. It's a shame that like if you look, because I was talking about this in Discord yesterday or whatever, last night, when I was talking about Hollow Knight's Legacy. If you go on that Game of the Year tracking that year, out of 463 sites, only 1 gave it to Hollow Knight. It is crazy because remember, the Legacy built up over time, and it wasn't until it came out on the
Vindicated.
Switch and time passed that people really started to consider it like this is literally one of the greatest of all time. So much so that like I went back to look at the scores that it got, because it was only PC at launch and it came out early that year, like February. And I was looking at the scores and there was a lot of like 8s and stuff. And I'm like, these people are actually insane to call Hollow Knight like an 8 at launch, which
Those are the
it
people
climbed
who-
up. It climbed up to like a 90 because the Legacy grew and people finally just started to like respect it. But it was being indie taxed like hell. But there was one review, and if you read it, and it came out at launch of Hollow Knight on PC, of which I think in aggregate, like if you look at the first couple months of Hollow Knight before like the hype, it was at like mid 80s on Metacritic, which is a crime. There's a Destructoid review. It was a 100 out of 100, and he said, "Not only is this the best game of the year, this is one of the best games I've ever played." And they were like it was like at launch when no one even knew what Hollow Knight was. That was a real one. I should find out who actually wrote the review, but
I should find out who wrote that and send them flowers.
Those
Yeah.
people are the ones that are going to no longer agree with their original review and then
Of
like
course.
have to redeem themselves.
Exactly.
Silksong. Like,
They will be reviewing the legacy of Hollow Knight when they review Silksong. It will be the highest scoring game of the year, especially now that GTA is not coming out. And
I
that
guess I should
Mario's a
probably
myth.
spin. I guess I should probably just spin my super drop and get rid of that counter drop
What?
or my counter pick for Clear Obscure because basically
dude, yes, definitely.
no matter
super
how
drop that.
good Hollow Knight does, if I
No.
keep Clear Obscure, it's
Yeah,
just going to cancel it out.
Get rid of Clear Obscure. That actually has double points. Like that is poison. Get rid of that immediately.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the GTA 6 trailer. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the drama going on in the games media right now, and we'll wrap up with the 4-player minute. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Yeah, like you holding on to that makes zero sense, especially because I already got Donkey Kong. Like, there's no other like potential. I don't think for a 90 plus. Like, just drop it.
What is this, 833?
Yes, 833. I'll be right back.
Yeah, as your fantasy critic life coach, please drop that game. It's just so nice to use to see like the like obviously Hollow Knight is very revered now, but no one talked about it like that when it first came out because it launched like literally days before the Switch, Breath of the Wild, other shit that was coming out around the time, Horizon. No one was talking about Hollow Knight. And the reviews were like literally like 75. I don't know, like not very innovative. Like, you fucking idiot. You fucking idiot. and to see Destructoid like use the terminology of which people use now when they talk about it is kind of crazy. Let's see if I can find it. I want to see who it was.
That's so funny. Dude, I'm so happy I don't have to super drop Grand Theft Auto now.
Like with Demon Souls. Yeah, I know. You fucking lucked out, dude. Everyone's like was gambling with that shit, and I'm like, whatever. That's like a literal run killer.
Yeah. When you were posting our lists in the Fantasy Critic Discord.
Like the comparison? Or
Yeah. Did you intentionally cut off the name of my publisher like all the way?
No, it just didn't fit on my phone. It didn't fit on my phone.
I was like,
what is the name of your publisher?
It's
current
Levi's Men's Sherpa Line 2 pocket hooded trucker jacket in olive green.
That's right. That's right.
Because I'm a fucking assassin.
Damn. If it isn't clear, Hollow Knight is not only what I'd say is the best game of the year so far, it's also very well may be the best Metroidvania title out there right now and easily one of my favorite games of all time. Truly a masterpiece of gaming if there ever was one, and certainly art worthy of being in a museum. Everyone left. Dude, he called this out. Literally, they're putting Silksong in a museum this year, and this game came out at Hollow Knight launch on PC, and he said worthy of being in a museum. That shit is fucking funny, dude. Even more impressive when you consider the game only pulled in around $43,000 on Kickstarter and is made by a very small team of indie developers. Look at this. This is crazy. For a moment, I thought I was growing out of video games, but damn, has the past 6 months restored my faith thanks to Hollow Knight, Owlboy, Breath of the Wild. We are truly living in a golden age. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. I'll read that again when everybody gets back because that is insane. Or maybe you heard
I heard you. I heard you the entire time.
I don't know if y'all saw that news that Silk Song's going to be playable in a museum this fall.
Australian Museum, yeah.
Did you hear that,
What?
Crispy? That
No,
Silk
what?
Song's going to be playable in a museum this fall?
I did see that. Like at the fucking yeah, I don't yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Was it like a BAFTA thing or
Australia thing. I don't know. It's in Australia.
oh. That's so random.
I think he walked away, but it says truly a masterpiece of gaming if there ever was one, and certainly art worthy of being in a museum. And this is from their original review of Hollow Knight,
Oh,
March
and that yeah.
27th, 2017.
And now it's actually going to be in a museum.
Yeah, crazy, dude.
That's so fucking funny that somebody was like someone at Nintendo or wherever was like, "Oh, let's just put 5 seconds of this game in our Switch 2."
Actually
Like,
unhinged.
I know,
Concerning
like,
even maybe. It's
like,
like
like, like you
give them a
don't,
dev kit, please.
yeah, like I don't know, like you don't understand the fucking the fire that you're playing with, like,
They have no idea. They have no idea.
I mean that little clip maybe in some circles and in some respects more noteworthy than the hardware itself, than Donkey Kong, than Mario Kart. Of all of the stuff they showed, there had to, I mean the like, yeah, I don't know. That's just unhinged.
Yep. To me, it just means that Nintendo doesn't realize what they have.
Nintendo always feels like it's being run by 80-year-old men, like like
Yeah.
it's like listening to politicians talk.
Fucking Game Critics, April 5th, 2017. I still hesitantly recommend Hollow Knight to anyone as partial to Metroidvanias as I am, but the experience runs far longer than its visual appeal does, and at that point becomes just another Dark Souls wannabe. It's solid, but it demonstrates how far we are still from puzzling out From Software's master recipe. 65 out of 100.
Oh, wow.
Fucking moron.
It even sounded like they liked it. 65.
I know.
Crazy.
It's indie disrespect, dude. Indie
That's
disrespect.
crazy. Dude, yeah, how embarrassing it must be to like put your opinions out on the internet. Like
Riot
just
Pixel. On the
where
surface,
everyone
Hollow
can
Knight
see.
looks like a simple game that heavily borrows from ages old retro cliches, but this is a beautiful epic adventure. 80 out of 100. That's indie tax. Indie tax is fuck, dude. These are the indie taxmen coming to collect the indie IRS coming to
Coming
collect
to get
their
their
points.
pound of flesh.
Yeah, fucking hell, dude. A unique, technically impressive, and mechanically sound addition to the Metroidvania subgenre. Hollow Knight is a great challenge, not lacking in any other. This is all positive, and they're just giving it 80s. So stupid. This, and people try to say, oh, but it was a little like rough at launch. And I'm like, first of all, fuck you, because I played it at launch and you motherfuckers probably didn't play it till it came out on the Switch. So don't tell me how it ran at launch on PC, you lying fucks. Also, if you fucking aggregate like the first couple months score of Hollow Knight, it's probably a lower score than Cyberpunk at launch. So don't tell me that like, oh, Hollow Knight had a slightly rough launch and that's why it didn't score as high. these fucking I can't with these motherfuckers. I can't. How dare those motherfuckers? Look at this. Look at this Metro. Gorgeously presented and cleverly designed, this impressive realized Metroidvania excels in every area except originality. Stupid fucking idiot.
Nick
What a
sees
dunce.
the means of podcast
Just a
production.
fucking dunce. Just a dunce. Sorry. I'm recording.
You're muted.
God damn it! I'm over. Okay, I was working myself into a frenzy over here, screaming at Brad, being like, "Can we start this fucking podcast?" And none of y'all can hear me. God damn it!
Let's go.
Oh my god!
That's too good.
I was about to like rip Brad's head off. I was like, this asshole just keeps plowing past me.
We didn't
Unless you throw it down the toilet, I'm just gonna respawn, bitch.
Oh my god. Okay, Brad, are you ready to start? Can we start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's nothing new in its concept, but the execution is great.
Brad, you can do this all you want on the actual podcast, but
mean,
can we
yeah.
can we just get this
Also,
ball rolling?
It's hindsight, right? Like, okay, look back 5-10 years and be like, well, that game's brilliant, actually. You people are stupid.
But it was my game of the year that year. Over
I
Breath of the Wild, over
I
Yakuza 0, my favorite Yakuza game, over Divinity Original Sin 2. You can't tell me that it's fucking hindsight, okay? I killed babies to put Hollow Knight at number one.
I'm saying you're beating up coughing babies. Like, we know they're wrong. Everyone
Yeah,
knows
okay.
they're wrong.
Fair. But I'm just saying, it's the indie tax, homie.
Yeah.
Brad doesn't like other girls.
Hey man, I got a video, okay? It's on YouTube. You can watch it. I explain it all.
Okay.
I'm starting my
my God.
recording.
This
We're
fucking
gone.
cat. Hold on.
The cat. Goddamn cat.
Yeah.
The fucking year.
I saw like a TikTok or something. Not a TikTok. I don't use that spy software. But
You should.
Okay,
it was
wait,
a
everybody
it was
stop.
a lady like
Credits
doing
were
like a
up.
pirouette or whatever in front of a cat, and the cat's like, "What the fuck's going on?" And then when she finishes the spin, she like grabs him and shoves a pill down his throat. It like totally duped the fucking cat.
Confuse the
Okay.
cat.
Okay,
Pretty sick.
we're roll call starts right now.
We're going.
Brad,
Hello.
Crispy,
Looks like a cock.
Hello.
Chris
Hi,
Davis,
Edward.
Hello, let me open us back up when we're ready.
A funky cock.
Okay, Brad, you got to realize just how much chaos you introduce when you try and talk over people's sound checks. Like, I gotta
Well,
line that shit up.
Mine looks like an amazing penis. I don't know about theirs, but you'll know where I'm at.
Oh my god! All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Chris Davis has humbly requested that we let him open the second segment. I don't know what this is. I apologize.
Prepared statement. Prepared.
No, this is a public service announcement. I announced it in Discord the other day, but Twitch is fucking over pretty much every channel on their service. You know, they're Amazon owned, and they could use their billions upon billions of dollars to have some proper server infrastructure. But instead, they decided to cull every single channel's content down to a maximum of 100 hours.
We have a lot more than 100 hours.
We're at 10,957 hours of content. It's a lot. So I have started,
10,000.
and of course their method for exporting stuff to YouTube, it can't be done in bulk. You can only bulk delete things. So thanks for that. But I have found a GitHub tool to be able to allow me to download stuff in bulk. But I need to know what the community needs me to download to save, because that's a lot of fucking shit.
Don't lose holy crap, that's a bear.
I'm trying not to. But dude, I just
don't lose Scooter Brothers. Wait, never mind.
It's just on YouTube.
There's a lot of stuff. So we have until May 19th to do this. Once May 19th happens, they start deleting everything starting by view count.
Yesterday.
So like clips that may have been based on highlights or a special broadcast, like 10, 15 years ago, like we could lose Holy Crap That's a Bear if we're not careful.
But it's on
Well,
YouTube.
It's on YouTube. That probably doesn't apply.
We
So
need to preserve it for posterity.
Yeah. Also,
there's-
we're gonna
there's-
die one day. Who cares?
But like four-player D&D,
There
when
it
we
is
did
again.
that did not go up on YouTube, and
Oh.
I
There's a
was
lot
able
of,
to
like,
save that.
No. There's a lot of like archive YouTube channels that have way more than we do on our channel. You'd be surprised. I bet
Yeah,
D&D
but
is
they
on
own
YouTube.
it and we don't. So
Who
we got to
gives a
have our own
shit
local
who
copy.
owns it, dude. I don't care who owns the stuff. We don't own any of it, really. We barely own our
Rockstar owns
bodies.
Yeah.
You know,
like, this
You're not wrong there.
This is taking such a dark turn. Okay.
I'm just
The
saying,
point is-
like, man,
The point is,
The
I
point
could be
is-
dead by the end of the week. I'm just saying.
God,
Hopefully
Brad,
sooner.
can you stop stirring up my anxiety this week? Jesus Christ.
Do you?
Anyway, if you go to our Discord, go to the announcements channel, you will find a linked Google Sheet document that I've created. All you got to do, if you want to help me out on this, is go onto Twitch, find highlights, specifically highlights, because that's what they're deleting. They're not deleting clips or a bunch of past broadcasts. It's highlights.
That's it.
Yeah, but that's where the bulk of everything is.
Wait, we have 10,000 hours of highlights?
Well, we had 10,000. We have close to 11,000 hours of content, but the vast majority of that is highlights.
You
Okay.
got to understand too. Some of that we'll be happy for it, no one to be able to see. You know what I'm saying? Doing us a favor.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyways.
either way, I've saved close to 40 gigs of files already. That's only like 200 or 300 clips or 200 or 300 highlights. So it's a lot, but I need to know what y'all need me to save. So
We'll post the link. We'll post a link to that doc in the show notes, in case you're interested in helping us out with that. And after what'd you say it was May 19th?
May 19th is when it hits.
After May 19th, whatever comes. So,
Yeah.
But if you want to help us out, just take a look down in the show notes and you can find it there. Anyways, guys, for this second segment, I just want to talk. There's a couple, major happenings this week that I think are worthy of discussion. The first one, of course, being Rockstar dropped the second trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6. And it's also coincides with, and this almost feels like because they delayed GTA 6, which, by the way, congratulations, Crispy.
Oh, I
On
never
the
had
delay.
any doubt. Never had any
The
doubt.
del-
I bet
delay
if you
for
go back
GTA
to the
6.
draft night, I bet at some point I did say like, nah, that'll get pushed to March. Like,
I mean, a lot of people
Never
believe
had any
that, but to still roll that dice, to take that gamble, knowing that if it does release, you're just over. There's no
I
chance of
remember
winning.
how many times 5 got pushed back. So I don't know.
Sure. Again, there is
Yeah,
You
I
know,
know. I know.
it's still
It's easy
gamble-
to
it's
look
still
back and be
gambling.
like, I wasn't worried at all. But
Yeah.
okay. Now I
there's
have
a
an
lot of
extra $40
hindsight
I
to
can
talk over
spend.
in the Fantasy Critic Discord, and I find it hilarious.
Yeah,
Like, we
by the way,
weren't
sorry.
worried. All these people, like, the
Insane.
shaking the water, drinking.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So yeah, they dropped this trailer, and yes, it was delayed to March 2026.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! And it almost feels like an apology. They dropped a gorgeous new trailer
But
for this
mostly
game. I
just
just wanna-
a story trailer, right? I mean, there's
It is.
Yeah.
It is story trailer, but also just kind of like
It sets
as
the
is-
mood.
it sets the mood and the tone very, very well. And it's also one of those you can tell like pretty quickly that this is like one of the most. I mean, I feel like I feel kind of the way I did the first time I watched the Red Dead 2 trailer. I was like, I can't tell. Is this gameplay? Because holy fucking shit, I can't.
well,
Like,
the
this
way
is-
they edit it is it's all they always do this in the GTA trailers, I think.
I know,
Yeah.
but like I'm just saying, like the character models, the world, the detail, like it's fucking insane. Like this is all in engine, so it gives you a good idea. of what-
Full-bodied women, honestly,
Lots of full-bodied women.
looks pretty good. This film,
does look-
this movie looks pretty good. I'll watch
Looks
that one.
pretty
I'll watch
Florida.
that movie.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that it's not Red Dead Redemption 3 instantly kind of makes it less interesting to me.
Oh
Shut
no,
up.
no,
You
no,
get
we
your
don't
little
need Red Dead
fucking
for 3.
cowboy game.
Yeah, in like 18 years. But hey, you know, it's been a long time. And I will say, based on kind of just the tone of this trailer, to me, it seems like it's going to. I feel like it's going to appeal more to me than GTA 5 did. And I say that because of like
There's a lady?
well, no, I'm so like just kind of the
Miami, you biggin. Oh, Dexter boy loves Miami. I see.
I am wondering if there's going to be a Dexter Easter egg in here. I really kind of do hope there is. I mean, it's Miami. Why would they not? Why would they not?
But
should be a
hinging your
burn
excitement for a
notice.
video game based on a potential Easter egg, like
Well,
what?
I mean, what?
Wait, what?
No, like I would not be surprised at all. I mean, pop culture references is. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Thing. That's just GTA's
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, and to be specific, I when I say Easter egg, I would be like, to me it would be like the kind of thing where you like walk into a room and it's like covered in plastic and there's like, you know what I mean, where you're just kind of like, wait, what the fuck did I just walk into? Like something like that, like just offhanded. And if you don't know, you don't know. But if you know,
Or a barrel farm in the middle of the swamp.
Or bear. I mean, yeah, that'd be a
But like,
deeper cut.
do you
That'd be a
think all
deeper
like
cut, yeah.
like the GTA loving like I don't know dude bros and whatnot? I don't know who plays GTA. Are they gonna like resonate with the love story? It's about love and kissing, and smooching.
I don't know. That's definitely
This isn't co-op though, right? This is the single.
No, I think this is going to be very
single
similar in terms of
Dude, Divinity
design to
Original
GTA
Sin
5.
did some funny shit. The original Divinity Original Sin was a co-op game, and like at the end of that game, like the lady and the dude are like, "We love each other," and like smooching and stuff. And it's funny because a lot of like bros like played that game together, but at the end, it's like, "I guess we got a kiss now, homie." that would be great if Grand Theft
That's
Auto
the
did some
best
shit
part
like
of
that.
D&D. I mean, like
Yeah,
that's
dude.
getting to kiss your homies.
Yeah.
How many people do you think, like, of all the people that played GTA Online, how many of them do you think actually like
Care about
played
the
through the
story?
single player campaign?
I mean,
I
it
feel
is
like it's
crazy, right? Like Grand Theft Auto became what it became the second best selling game of all time, or some shit. Not because of the single player game, not at all, right?
It blows my mind.
Because
Like, there are
it's a multiplayer service game.
This trailer has 35 million hits, and it came out today, or like views, and it came out today. And I can't help but wonder how many of those people watched it because they play GTA
Yeah.
Online.
That's the bulk of the that
But,
game
like,
sold like 250 million
That
copies.
game was
Also-
on 3 generations now. Like
Yeah.
like there are people who were kids when it came out who are now like adults with kids who are gonna play this. Like
Yeah. But like the sixth iteration of what GTA Online will be, like that's going to be where Rockstar's really going to put all their money in.
Do we think this isn't gonna have online at launch though, right?
I
Or is it?
mean, I would have to
maybe that's
imagine
why
it
they
will.
pushed it back.
Yeah, that's probably why they push it back. But also,
I mean,
like
I would say
last year, they bought out a company that specifically does role play on servers for GTA and other games. And they've been supposedly using them to facilitate a lot of the design for GTA Online. So we're talking like, remember when
But you also can
everyone
understand that GTA
speculated
Online is
that
a PC thing, right? This game ain't launching on PC, right?
no.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no mention of it yet.
It
I don't
is,
think.
but it was a console thing for a really long time too. I mean,
Yeah,
like I don't.
But it
think-
didn't blow up until PC, I don't think.
I don't
I
know. if
no,
I
it
entirely
absolutely
agree
100%
with
did.
that. I think
don't
there's a
think
lot
girls
of like
qualify.
teenage boys who went and bought a PS4 with GTA and then just like only played the online. Like I don't know.
It probably
Maybe
sold 20 million
nowadays-
copies in the first year.
Yeah, maybe nowadays only PC people are really playing it, but like I think it had its heyday. I think it had a heyday on console, like for sure. I don't know.
Sure, no,
maybe.
I agree with you, but 20 million copies is like
Yeah,
dick
it's
compared to the 200
incomprehensible.
million plus copies they've since sold.
I mean, that's me guessing though. Like, let me look up sales numbers real quick.
Well, who cares?
You know, I don't know.
exploded when Heist came out. Like
Yeah,
YouTube.
You think
YouTube
there's going to
helped
be sex
GTA
and drugs and guns and
I think that's
alcohol?
all a safe bet there,
Snitching.
Crispy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
all right. Cool.
I would
It's
make
the
that bet.
Florida game. You should be able to do meth, right?
You think there's
Like,
gonna be any scooters?
If they do it to us again, we're
Scooters?
suing.
Yeah, right.
We're not missing the opportunity to sue.
They're gonna
Like
do
the-
another
the-
Scooter Brothers, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh man, like Trevor in GTA 5."
No, like yeah, I'm telling you, the person who wrote the Scooter Brothers bit or whatever, or like stole it or whatever, like that dude probably died of old age already. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Or he's writing for Mind's Eye, which comes out next month or something. Or what is the Mind's Eye? Is that what it's called?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, fucking the Bins, Leslie Benzie or whatever started a company that's like they're making a GTA knockoff. What is wrong with you people?
I don't know.
Do y'all even pay attention to video games?
Not
even.
I guess we're gonna have to add it to trailer talk next week.
That's how I get all
no,
my
I-
gaming news from Trailer Talk. I
Mind-
mean,
what's
where
it called?
else am I going to get my gaming news from these days? There's no.
Mind's Eye is a
Games Media
single-player,
left.
story-driven action-adventure thriller game set to release on June 10th, 2025.
My ears
How's it
are
gonna do for
back.
Fantasy Critic?
I
Yeah,
wouldn't mess with
let's
it.
be real. That's all we care about.
I wouldn't mess with it on Fantasy Critic.
Hey, look,
Mind's Eye.
real quick.
I mean, it's a bad
are
title, but
are we moving away from GTA 6 at this point? I just wanted to
there's not much to say, honestly. The story
look.
trailer.
It's a story trailer. The Bonnie and Clyde thing seems like a hit to me. Like it seems
Even
like
even that is like people are just looking for a touchstone of like, oh, a couple that does crime. It's not like it wasn't giving Bonnie and Clyde energy that much. I mean, it just looked like any GTA game, right?
I mean,
you do the
it's-
things that you do in any of them, except there's a girl now.
Oh,
I mean that's
It's
not really what I was
Bonnie.
trying to. I mean they Rockstar has said themselves that Bonnie and Clyde is kind of like an inspiration for.
Yeah, but I don't
you know,
think they mean it in a deep way when they say that.
No,
Yeah.
of course not. But it is.
They
It
don't-
does
It wasn't
appear.
some like
wanna-
tear down of like Hollywood at the time.
No,
Yeah.
but it does appear to be a like love story of sorts
Uh-huh.
between two characters, and that
Well, they're
that
gonna
resonates.
they're gonna want to be careful because they don't want to make it woke or anything, you know.
That's
So-
true. That's true.
This better be the wokest fucking game I've ever seen.
It has
in
a
my life.
woman. You can play as a woman. That's so
Yeah,
woke.
but you know,
and I don't
I
even
want-
think
know.
she's white. Like,
I want this game
She's
to
not
piss
white.
off. I want this game to piss off so
Just
many people.
Don't even bother going on social media. It's already begun.
no, they're already.
I've seen
yeah,
some
I mean,
shit,
like, what do you
and
got-
it's-
like Elon Musk was already like, I can't play Grand Theft Auto because I don't want to shoot cops. Like, who cares? Hey, check this out. I opened a fortune cookie just now, and I got the weirdest fortune I've ever gotten. It
Let's hear
says,
it.
"Your body will respond well to alternative medicine."
What the fuck?
What does that mean? Why? Why will it respond well to alternative medicine? Should I smoke weed or something?
I think that's the message. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Let's.
Hell yeah,
Oh,
brother.
I'm turning off the trailer.
All right.
Grand Theft Auto. Can't wait to buy this game 6 times over the next 10 years.
Mhm. At $80-$90 a pop, easily.
Yeah, yeah. But man, it looks pretty good. Hey, so okay, I want to talk about this, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't have all of the facts in front of me here, so some of y'all might be more up to speed on this topic than I am. But it has been a doozy of a week for games media.
Mhm.
Maybe somebody could start by telling everybody where
Where they were when
it all came down from and who, like, because it had a little bit of a trickle down effect, right? Like lots of recognizable names in games media.
Okay. Well, the
Impact
easier one to
Factor.
start with, unfortunately, is Polygon.
Yes.
Polygon got sold to Valnet, which owns a bunch of different other sites. and
Oh, I love Melnet.
and they decided to lay off pretty much everyone there.
Hmm.
So that fucking sucks.
Yep.
Like that was one of the last.
You say pretty
larger...
much. Do you not mean everybody? Like, does Polygon even exist?
Polygon
or
still
is-
exists, but
yeah,
like
they just keep like one person to keep the lights on until they
Yeah.
get the AI up and running, basically.
they've got a couple
God.
contractors that are filling in for now, but
Oh my god!
basically it's
the scary thing, Brad, is that like that might not be far from the truth.
No, that is what happens. This is like literally has been happening all over.
Burn
Yeah.
it to the fucking ground.
is
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
That-
like
fucking stupid.
news media in general, you know. It's
That's
not-
pretty tragic, but I feel like the giant bomb thing has been like so much crazier.
Yeah,
because
this has been
that-
pretty dramatic.
that one happened a little less like predictably. It was they
So
they
what happened?
uploaded a podcast or they recorded a podcast and streamed out a podcast and uploaded it where they started out making fun of like new rules and regulations that were passed down by the
Fandom.
corpos on the top, saying that they need to become PG-13 for brand safety. And I will say this episode got pulled down, but like you can find it because it got uploaded elsewhere. And
Yeah.
like the first 10 minutes of that podcast is fucking hilarious. Dan Reichert has like a fucking whistle sound effect anytime someone is getting out of line, and his shit is really funny. And what happened, what it sounds like what happened is that episode got pulled down. Jeff Grubb got fired, it sounds like. And Dan Reichert's like, well, you're never going to see me on anything Giant Bomb ever again. So I don't think he got fired, but I think he's basically quit. And I think Mike Minotti's gone. And I think Giant Bomb didn't like get shut down, but they're also like tweeting and no one knows who's doing it. And it's very like corporate, like chat GPT might as well
the
be.
voice, the soul is clearly gone.
The soul is gone.
Yeah.
No
And,
light
you know,
behind the eyes.
they've gone through a lot of like phases over the years of like people leaving and like different buyouts and whatnot and different owners and like, but there's always like kind of a heart there, like still there. I still like follow Giant Bomb because they've always managed, there's always been good people there that like kind of carried on that spirit even up until the end. But like this one feels like the true death of Giant Bomb.
Yeah.
And
Giant Bomb,
and it may not
their
just
Twitter
be
account. So their Twitter account now, world's famous Giant Bomb, May 1st, said, "We understand your frustrations and appreciate your patience. We're actively exploring creative directions for the future of GB and look forward to sharing more with you soon." They locked the replies, and it has 230 likes. Like it's pretty grim.
But
it's sad too.
But the thing is that it may not just be Giant Bomb that's heading for the dumpster. Maybe GameSpot too. So about a month ago, they started doing collaborative, what they called the POW block, in which they would do collaborative content for like 3 to 4 hours every weekday.
It was clear they were going to merge it all.
Yeah, it looked like there was some kind of merger that was going to happen, or they were just trying to up their stream number, something like that. But then, according to Dan Reichert, a new boss's boss at Fandom came in and wanted to kill basically all streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the
Like, everything had to
lifeblood of
be,
Giant
like,
Bomb. Like, what else is it without
Yeah.
streaming?
Well, yeah, who cares? Yeah.
That is such a I feel like that's such a weird stance. Like
all for brand safety.
Is that really the crux of it?
Yeah,
For
that was the
streaming is
one.
dangerous for brand safety?
Yeah.
God, brand safety.
Dude, like
term
these
brand
podcasts. These podcasts get really famous for having their like funny, irreverent tones, and then people want to buy it, but then they're afraid of that irreverence. There's a fucking hilarious clip from Cumtown where they're talking about losing a Blue Chew sponsorship because on the air they said that Hamas was using Blue Chew the day of the October 7th attacks. Like, and then they were like, you can't say that. And they're like, fuck you, we did. Give me $200. Like,
Jesus Christ.
I did not know about this. Okay.
it's so funny. Oh
That
my
is
god. Oh. Oh,
this
sorry.
I don't know why this sounds strange. This sounds semi-relevant, but because we had a very nice listener who popped into our feedback channel in Discord who just very very nicely asked if it would be possible for us to censor our episodes, and I simply was like, I wish I had the time to
Yeah.
do that in post production.
There's not enough time in the week.
Not enough time in the week. He was very nice about it. But he did say, I'd love to listen to the show with my kids, but when Brad is talking about sucking dicks, it can be very hard.
Hey, dude.
Hey, you know, you just
What's
gotta
wrong
have a
with sucking
conversation with your
dicks?
kids, you know?
Yeah.
Like you just gotta that's something
He totally
you
understood.
can't
but
protect them from the dick sucking forever, you know?
I just wanted to say he was very understanding. He was like, I would never want to change y'all's chemistry or whatever, but this sounds like a brand safety issue, which is why. And then he said, he says, for the record, I wrote that post before I listened to the episode about the cum farmers market. And I was like, I don't even remember what this conversation was, and I had to go back.
Did we
and
have
listen.
a conversation about a cum farmers market?
I feel like we can deconstruct that and figure. I mean, there's-
Luckily, I
what
named
is-
the episode "The Farmers Market Show," and the
What was
conversation.
premise?
The conversation. I don't remember how the conversation started because I was skipping around a lot, but it's something about cum being like a agricultural product.
yeah, it's good for you.
yeah.
The bees.
Yeah.
There's local allergens or whatever in the cum.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like I told Rob, we were like laying in bed and I told Rob about I read this comment. I was like, oh no, he wants me to censor it, and she was like, and then I told the thing about the farmers market, and she was like, what? What was this conversation? I was like, I don't know. Let's listen to it. So I pulled that up to it, and we were both cracking up listening to that after the fact.
I mean, if we're getting cum right from the source, then why are they charging more than the grocery stores? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, right? Well, I mean, because they're jacked off by hand, you know?
That's true. Yeah,
And
but right
they're
into the
they're
mouths of the
to-
consumer, you know?
They're trying to pay their workers like a reasonable wage, you know, because in America we've become so like used to paying cheap prices for like a massive industrialized cum farming product, you know? Like you have to bring in migrant workers to jack off the cums.
I remember now. Nick was like, "Why does this cow only have one udder?" And we're like, "No,
But it's
Nick,
huge.
no,
And why does this cow have horns?
stop it, Nick."
Hard-hitting agricultural journalism from 4Player Podcast says technology. Anyways, back to brand safety.
It fucking sucks.
It's been a shit.
No
It's
one's
been a
safe.
shitty week. It's been a shitty week, and it makes me, you know, it's one of those things where it's like we've had this conversation a lot about like the direction we could have gone at some point, and we decided obviously just to keep it small and keep it, you know, not do anything corporate or have ads or anything like that.
It's
And I'm just
weeks
like
this though, where it's like, hey, maybe toiling in obscurity is worth it if like no one's getting on our dick about talking about cum farmer markets. Like
yeah.
we can just have those conversations and then
We
forget
can.
they happened. And when someone brings it up, be like, did we really say that? And then like, yeah, we did totally. Like,
Yeah. All, you know, brand
I stand
safety.
by
what
it.
I'm saying-
I stand
what I'm
by it.
Brand safety is not a thing for us. Anyways, this obviously went down a more lighthearted tone. I didn't mean for that to happen. It's been a shitty week for actual games media. It fucking sucks. Huge names affected by this, obviously. It's terrible. And it kind of when you think about it, it kind of comes down to like what exactly is left? Like what is and I mean, this is obviously probably not going to stop anytime soon. Like, is games
these-
media even gonna fucking
Well,
exist?
not these
Also, like,
large
independent
groups of
podcasts.
like they're
Yeah.
trying to employ like 20
Not
different,
large
like,
scale corporate
people.
journalism.
Yeah,
No.
like there's no.
It's
that's
independent
dead.
games media now. It's like VGC, for example, things like
Patreons
that.
and stuff. MinMax. it's-
Eurogamer.
Have we
Yeah.
gone full circle? Almost.
Well,
I don't know.
yeah, and I mean, Nick, you also gotta like, not to put too much of a fucking bummer on the subject, but like, look at the White House press pool and tell me that
Oh,
like
yeah,
any
yep.
sector of media is like doing okay.
Yeah.
Like,
It's all fucked. It's all fucked.
It's not like we are experiencing tremors from a larger collapse somewhere up the line. Like,
That is a good way of looking at it. I mean, it's not a good way. I mean, it is a realistic way of looking at it, I would say.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, I hope all these guys, I hope everybody who lost their job lands on their feet okay, and I hope that they are able to keep working in the industry if that's what they choose to do. And I hope like Tack and Chat says like maybe this will be the beginning of a new decorporatized era of gaming news. And I don't know how optimistic I am of that, but wouldn't it be nice, right?
Yeah, there's.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
it's
wouldn't it be nice if we could get back to that?
the one shining light about the whole giant bomb thing was that immediately people were not only donating to Jeff Grubb's Patreon, but also like so many other independent outlets.
Yeah.
They got really big boosts last week because of all that was going on. So I mean,
maybe I can post some links in the show notes to some of those. I don't know.
I mean,
I feel bad, though, for,
the
like, the
donor
smaller
model, like it's a challenge when you also have to consider like ad revenue has plummeted as well. The only real way to make money these days is to do corporate sponsorships, which that can be a nightmare to handle. And it's just
Why we
it
didn't
is
do it.
such a difficult kind of
Yeah.
it's so difficult to get into. Like this may be your hobby and your passion, video games or whatever, but getting out there and getting that recognition and viewership is such a fucking challenge. Even in the past 15 years. 15 years ago was rough. It's so much worse today.
Absolutely. So I don't know what this, none of us knows what this is going to ultimately end up looking like, but like I think it's safe to say the games media landscape has shifted dramatically in the past week, and it probably will continue to shift and change. And I guess all we can really say is if there's voices in the industry that you appreciate and follow, stick with them. Where
give them money.
follow,
Not
yeah.
us necessarily, not us, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily saying us. We'd love your money, but follow the people, follow the voices, the names in the industry that you care about. Support them when and if you can, and hopefully, on the other side of this, I mean, the gaming industry is as big as it's ever been, and to not have like a branch of media that like can follow and report on that seems very strange. Like we were talking about the GTA 6 trailer, 36 million views in a day, and it's only gone up since the last time I checked. And there's people out there who are just chomping at the bit to find coverage about that, and they're going to want to find coverage on that. But a lot of those voices now that would be talking about that would be dissecting it or going on podcasts like this to talk about it, now they're floating in the ether right now, trying to figure out what the fuck they're going to do. So
Yeah.
do what you can if you can, obviously. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. It sucks. It
Hold
fucking
your
sucks.
loved ones close tonight.
Yes. Hold your loved video game media personalities closely tonight. Anyways, I guess we're gonna wrap up in a second. Is there anything Fantasy Critic related we need to talk? I mean, we talked about
Well,
GTA
there's the big
6
Grand Theft
being
Auto
pushed
thing,
back.
of course.
Okay, well, you want to talk about Grand Theft Auto? I have a proposal for y'all.
Oh God.
These proposals.
Oh, this is the thing he tried to do.
Funny
Yeah,
shit,
okay.
dude.
Okay, so I got fucked. I fully accept that. I know that I'm not going to win this year. I'm not even going to try. But
Why do you say that?
You should
I
still
kinda
try.
want-
I'm not gonna win, but I'm still gonna try.
I'm all up in my bullshit about trying to manifest into reality great things through drafting things on Fantasy Critic. What would you say if
God.
we swapped out GTA 6 on my list for Half-Life 3?
No.
What?
It's
can
absolutely
bid
not
on
realistic. There's
Half-Life
no
3.
way Half-Life 3 is coming out this year. But I just
first
want
of
to
all,
manifest.
we
I
read
want to
the same
manifest
fucking
news
rumors.
about it. I want news to come out about
Wait,
it.
wait, wait.
First
wait,
of
wait.
all, there's some fucking smoke there. You're not scamming us, you motherfuckers. Second of all, you have slots. You can just draft Half-Life 3. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
fucking bid on it. No reasonable person is.
Yeah,
That's a good play because you
you're
need a long
taking
shot.
points away from me if you do that.
That's
You're
not
taking points away from me, and I will not stand for it. I'm sorry.
What
You
doesn't
made your
matter.
bed.
You hold your 0, but like part of that is that he doesn't just by him counterpicking Grand Theft Auto, the risk and reward is not just having a counter pick that gets him 0 points, which is good for a counter pick. It's that you have to hold that, right? Or spend $40 to get rid of it. And that's part of it, you know? You want someone to hold that, so he countered it. All your stuff got countered, but you know, it was a meme. Also,
Yeah.
like,
Appreciate-
stop it. Like, you can pick up Half-Life. There are still plays to be made. I have a full fucking roster. A couple of us are really close to having a full roster. Like, it's April, you know, or May now. It's May now. There are big games. There's rumored games. Like, there are, I don't even want to say them here. Like, relax, bro.
And Summer Game Fest hasn't even happened yet. Even though I don't know what the fuck
Relax,
Summer Game
bro.
Fest is even gonna be this year, because
Yeah, if your ears to the ground, there are games that I don't even want to say it. I don't even want
Yeah.
to say it.
Then don't fucking say it.
If if you feel like your back's against the wall, there are plays you can make. Yeah. Relax. Also, no, we would not let you do that. We establish rules at the beginning of the year, and we don't fuck with the rules all year.
I
You have to
appreciate
wait till
you.
next year.
I appreciate the idea that you think you can manifest things like this using your Fantasy Critic League, but also get over yourself, Chris.
Didn't I manifest Mortal Kombat 12 into the world?
He's also bullshitting you. There's fucking Half-Life smoke
I
all
know.
over the place.
I know.
They've
I've
been
seen
talking
the
about Half-Life 3 for
smoke.
fucking years. Like,
There is
I've
new
seen-
Shut
smoke.
the fuck up.
There's new smoke.
There is new smoke. We have seen the
it's
smoke.
not even smoke. It's
Dude.
staying steam for that matter.
Okay. Wow, that was a
Okay.
terrible joke. All right. In that case, let's go ahead and wrap up with the 4-player minute. Brad, deliver us your final thoughts for the week.
I don't have any final thoughts yet.
I can't.
Yet?
No.
You always have final thoughts.
No, I
Just
said yet.
He said yeah.
Okay.
He's working on it.
Okay, so should I pass the baton to somebody else?
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I've got stuff.
All right, Chris Davis, take it away.
Okay, two news pieces I wanted to cover this week that we didn't talk about. Both of them are about Microsoft not only losing the fucking plot, but trying to jump off a bridge, convincing everyone it's okay. They have decided to raise their prices on all their hardware. And it's nuts. The Series S, the basic version. Well, they don't even say the word tariff in there. They say global uncertainty.
Tariffs.
Anyway, so
Yeah,
they
we're all gonna die.
Ranged tariffs.
the Series S, the base console that they have for this generation, is going up $80 to $380.
Boo.
The Series X regular version, the one with the disk drive, is going up $100 to $600. And get this, the 2 terabyte version of the Series X is going up from $600 to $730. That is
What the
more
fuck?
expensive than a PlayStation 5 Pro.
That's insane.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna sell. I mean, none of these are gonna sell.
No, these already weren't
already
fucking
not.
selling anyway. Like,
Yeah. Somebody
I don't
over
know.
there has lost the thread.
I think
all
they're
the
just trying to
controllers
kill
are
their
going up.
hardware market.
Like, it's fucking.
Are they
insane.
trying to set? Are they trying to set themselves up for when they later say that they're pulling out of the console
going
market
software
altogether?
only.
No, because everything is an Xbox, so they can create a piece of hardware, but it'll be the capabilities of like a Steam Deck 2 or whatever. But like, here's the thing.
The
This is
best-selling games on the PlayStation Store last month were Oblivion, Forza, and Minecraft.
Yep.
Awful. That's awful.
So
They're-
PlayStation's and Xbox. Why do they even need hardware?
They have also said that, quote, select first party games will now be $80 because fuck you. Let's tie our ship to fucking Mario Kart World. That's the bellwether you fucking want. You know, a game that's going to sell 50 million copies,
It
but
happens all the
regardless
time.
of the
They
price.
just needed one person to start the ball.
Yeah, they
rolling in
did.
that
They've
direction.
been
But
waiting for years.
here's the other thing is that they're a $1 trillion company. Just fucking eat some of that cost. It's fine.
Dude, have you ever seen a
Eating
corporation?
costs
No,
for over a decade now. They've
Yeah.
been eating these costs.
No,
But
no,
have you
no,
ever
no.
seen a
Chris
company
Davis
willingly?
is absolutely right, but it's exactly why like nothing will ever get fixed because that's just not what these companies exist to do.
No,
Fucking pick up a book, Chris Davis. Christ.
The other thing, the slightly
A book
more
and a gun.
optimistic but still strange thing they did yesterday, Cinco de Mayo, okay? They announced in a blog post on Xbox Wire, quote, a wave of change celebrating Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And as part of it, it's just a bunch of bullshit marketing a bunch of different products. But they have a very brief interview with the creator of Echo the Dolphin. And you read through it, it's a bunch of filler stuff and yada, yada, yada. But you get to the final question. The final question is, what does the future hold for gaming's favorite dolphin? And it says, quote, me and the entire original team are going to remaster the original Echo the Dolphin and Tides of Time games. Then we will work on a brand new third game with contemporary play and GPU sensibilities. Stay tuned at echothedolphin.com. This is how you announce these games? In like a tiny 2-line question at the end of an interview?
So what? Like at a state of play? Like you think it'll get a better response?
Yes.
I mean, I think it would have had a response. I don't putting it at the end of an interview that no one's going to read.
Nostalgic
Is,
for Echo the Dolphin?
There are
there are
yes.
dozens of us.
Fucking
There
sucks.
are more than dozens, but it's
Nick, you're not in that, are you?
What? The Echo the Dolphin? No.
Yeah.
I was just making
Yeah, yeah.
I was just making a joke.
Exactly.
it's
I'm
just-
not-
Yeah, I don't know. That is
one of
that's
those weird apps.
strange. That's strange, but like,
But also,
I'll believe it when I see it. I don't know, like, yeah.
yeah,
Well, here,
like-
I'm ready for my 4-player minute. My 4-player minute starts now. Where the fuck is Castlevania? I feel like there's
Here
been
we
like
go.
a lot of rumors about a Castlevania game for the past 2 years or so. I feel like almost at this point. Like, where is it? What is it going to be? Who's going to have it? Who's developing? Does anybody know? Where is it, man?
Nobody knows. Nobody
Castlevania is a
knows.
successful IP in everywhere but the video games. And what the fuck? Konami, people are. When is that Metal Gear game coming out? Does that shit have a date yet?
mean,
Yeah.
Delta?
August 25th, I think.
August 25th. Like, people are kind of like, Konami might be, back in business. I'm ready. Who's developing it? What is it?
They're
What do y'all think?
back in business by outsourcing all their games to third-party
I think-
developers.
Yeah, everybody fucking
I mean,
does
but
that,
like-
man. My
Yeah.
question is, who is
The
making it?
IP, the point is, I mean, that's what. Yes, you're right, Chris Davis. But but that one way or the other, that still means that, like, that IP that they're known for is, we can all pretty much assume it's coming back in some form. Castlevania,
video
Metal
game?
Gear.
Do y'all think it's gonna be like? I mean, so there is some cool shit coming out this year, right? There's like a new side-scrolling Shinobi, a new side-scrolling Ninja Gaiden. Like those games look sick, and they found like good indie devs to make those games. Like it would be smart to like maybe do Castlevania like that, but who does it? Who makes it? Is it possible that has been taking Silksong so long is that Team
Because
Cherry's
Team
also
Cherry?
been making a
Yeah, okay.
Castlevania game?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. You let
You're
that
blowing
comfort
smoke.
you at night while you're rubbing one out, Brad.
Is there any world where they have
No.
like um
2 games in the
Mercury Steam secretly making a Castlevania game again? I would just fucking
I mean,
KMS.
I would assume that Mercury Steam, if anything, has kind of become the 2D Metroid team.
They have a game coming out in the next
I know. What's it called
month
again?
or so, Blades of Fire, which
Oh
is
God, what a
funny
terrible
because
name.
I bet that may have been pitched as a new Castlevania game. If you look at it closely, you know what it reminds me of? God of War 2018 and Lords of Shadow was a old school God of War clone. What if this was going to be? We're going to reboot Castlevania and make it a new school God of War clone.
Considering
Castlevania City.
Considering what happened with the last 3D Castlevania game,
yeah,
I think it would be. I think it.
But this is the company that made Metroid Dread.
Didn't that game have?
No. I'm just saying. I think Konami's next stab at Castlevania will be taking us back to like doing a more modern like 2D Castlevania.
You think so?
I mean, that's. I mean, I feel like we have a better chance of seeing like a Metroid Dread-esque version of Castlevania than.
But they made that. They fucking made that, and it sucked ass, dude. Castlevania, Lords of Shadows, Mirror of Fate. They did for the 3DS. They did a side-scrolling,
but not from Mercury Steam. Like, I'm not saying Mercury Steam is doing any of this. I'm just saying like going the route of finding an indie studio to make
who does it, man? Who does it? They got the Blasphemous fools making Ninja Gaiden.
Give it to that Shinobi team.
And the Streets of Rage fools making Shinobi. Like, who makes Castlevania, man?
Team Cherry.
I have an answer for you, but you don't want to hear it.
Well, I mean, if it sucks, then I don't want to hear it. Do you have any good ideas? Any good fucking ideas?
I mean, it depends on the team at WayForward that decides to do it.
No, fuck WayForward, dude. They're so washed.
What about the
WayForward is
Blasphemous
super
team?
washed. I know they made your 10th favorite game of 2017 or whatever the fuck.
What about the Game Kitchen?
The Game Kitchen is
Blasphemous?
No, they're Blasphemous. They're literally making Ninja Gaiden.
This is how Zao.
Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is the Blasphemous developer.
Well, I got nothing.
Yeah.
Get Zao, get the Disco Elysium guys to make a Castlevania.
I think there's a lot of like cool ones out there. What if like the Drinkbox, the Guacamelee devs?
Ooh,
Dude, that
you know,
would be cool.
I like to see their take on Castlevania.
What are they
What was
doing?
the last one they did? Severed? Was that it? Was that
Severed
the last
was
game?
sick. No, they did Nobody Saves the World.
Oh yeah,
It was their
I played
last
that.
game.
It was pretty good. It's pretty
cool.
good.
It's like funny Diablo, but I don't know. I don't know.
Whatever it is, I want it to be bold and different. And
Oh, get the Lorelei and the Sayonara Wild Hearts team.
Samogo.
Man, now we're shooting for the fences. We're just.
Dude, I just don't want the FromSoft Castlevania game because I don't think a side scroller is ever going to be like an Igavania again.
Well, you
right?
got
Which means it's always
Bloodborne,
going to
you
be
got the
more down
whip
to
and
earth.
everything.
I think it's always going to be more down to earth than an Igavania. So like, just go Soulsian, but not
Bloodborne.
Mercury Steam.
Yeah.
Bloodborne. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping that remember that Bloodborne
That Steam
trailer,
Boy or whatever. it was
Dusk
called?
Bloods, or what is it called?
Yeah, I swear to God, for the first like
that
half of that trailer, I thought we were looking at the new Castlevania.
Because
from
it's been
FromSoft.
like rumored, leaks, not leaks, but like rumored. There's like shit out there about Castlevania. So I'm just saying, I'm ready for it, dude. I need the real deal. I need my Bloody Tears remix, Vampire Killer remix. Come on, like I need those mainstays.
Have you listened to that the mariachi Bloody Tears?
Oh,
I think I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
Sounds
good.
awesome, though. Yeah, I don't know. I think lots of possibilities out there. I mean, I still think it would be a dream come true to see From Software making a Castlevania game. So
Sure.
I don't think it'll happen anytime soon, but that would be
No,
cool.
it's never gonna happen.
Making a game with a jetpack, so shut up.
If Castlevania doesn't come back as a Metroidvania bog noise, they fucked up. They fucked up.
I'm going to kill myself.
Because like
All right.
even a Souls like is also kind of Metroidvania because they're still gonna have the powers to
Yeah.
unlock shortcuts and stuff.
Okay.
All right. My final thought for this week is. Wait, Crispy, did you go?
I did not.
Okay,
You
sorry.
want me to go real
Yeah,
quick?
yeah, go.
Want me to,
Sure.
to squeeze it out? Okay. I'm slowing down as I near the end of Star Trek: The Next Generation because
Gotta savor what's left.
Yeah, I mean, I've only got like 10, 15 episodes left. But I did finish Inheritance, which is the episode where Data meets his mom. Very sweet episode. Very wonderful ending. Data has come so far. He's more human than human at this point. And
I'm sure he
then
has
I'm
a bright
watching.
future in the rest of the franchise.
The
Yeah.
great Rob Zombie song.
Yeah, I mean, it takes him like 30 years to get his just desserts, but whatever. Better late than never. The episode I'm on right now is called Parallels. It's about Worf experiencing changes in time. Really weird. The episode after this one, though, is one I'm really excited about. It's one of my favorites. It's called The Pegasus. It guest stars John Locke from Lost as a Commodore who was Will Riker's former captain, and it's got cool sci-fi intrigue. It's really great. Also, video game wise, I've like I said, been playing a bunch of Warframe. Really cool. Skin Deep, I'm gonna dive into a bit more. Um, did I talk? I talked about the Marathon Alpha, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We talked about
and
that last week.
I was a little cold on that, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I'm probably more excited about Destiny than I am Marathon right now, but it seems like Marathon's gonna go through some pretty big changes. We'll see.
Word.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Word. All right. My final thought starts now. I just The Last of Us is back in my mind for obvious reasons. I reinstalled The Last of Us Part 2, and I'm like toying with the idea of maybe just kind of casually starting a new playthrough. And I don't know. I would probably catch up. I would catch
Just
up to where the show
casually
is.
a bunch of murder.
I would catch up to where the show is fairly quickly. I
Was
think.
that last
but
episode a little video gamey?
yeah, no,
When
no,
they
and
were,
I think
like,
that was very intentional. I
Murking
think
the
it,
soldiers. I was like, oh yeah, you
yeah,
did do a lot of like fighting dudes on the way
dude,
to big story
that,
moments.
but that sequence in the show in the radio in the radio station was designed to like tap into like people who have played the game to make you go, fuck, this is like my wife and I were watching, and the entire time we're just like, fuck, I wish I could like control them. I wish I could fucking control them. Like, I want to be telling these characters like what to do in this situation. It was very, and I listened to the podcast afterwards, and they were talking about how that was the goal in that entire sequence. So like, I thought that was really cool. But I'm really enjoying the show, obviously, and it's just kind of making me very nostalgic. And I'm like, every time I finish an episode, I'm like, fuck, I want to just keep going, but like, obviously, I have to wait for the next episode. So I'm thinking I'm gonna start up a new playthrough of the game here pretty soon. In other news, I can't remember if this happened last week or not, but just for all the Dexter heads out there, Dexter Resurrection has an official release date of
Whoa!
July 11th, and that's less than just over 2 months away. Which holy shit, I can't even believe that's happening.
I can't believe it's there are whatever.
Yeah, say it, Brad.
No.
Dude, I'm so fucking excited. They released the first teaser trailer for it, and very short, but it got my blood pumping. So, so ready. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I haven't played a lot this week because like I said earlier, I was ill. So I'm hoping to like play some serious catch up on Claire Obscure this week. And I still haven't started
when
the
you're sick?
Blueprint.
What do you watch? What do you watch when
Dude,
you're sick?
you want to know what I watched? Well, I was sick.
Dexter.
I actually on Saturday I did watch like 4 episodes of Dexter because I was like I couldn't I just needed something familiar.
You need comfort food.
Comfort food is really what I needed. I just laid on the couch with chills under the blanket just watching, and with like a pounding headache too. So it was not necessarily the best experience. But I will say this, Brad, this is the shameful statistic. I am halfway through season 18 of Law and Order SVU.
Oh
Oh
boy.
my god!
I have
so
watched
much sexual assault.
one day I will be able to say I have seen every single episode of Law and Order SVU.
That's not something
Nick,
to be proud of.
your
I
brain pan,
I was proud of it.
Nick, your brain pan can't handle that much propaganda. Like you need to remember these people are the bad guys. Like, oh
Detective
boy,
Olivia Benson is
When
not a
you're-
bad guy.
yeah, she's not real.
I know she's not. There was a story. There was a story recently where they were filming Law and Order SVU in like Central Park, and some like small child got separated from their parents, and the child saw her like thinking she
Wrong
was-
lesson to be learning.
like ran up to her and like thinking that she was an actual police officer, and she actually like picked the kid up and like found their parents or whatever. And I was like, wow,
Yeah,
that's
and
funny.
good thing she wasn't a real cop.
Good thing she wasn't a real cop. Yeah.
And then you're gonna start your big Star Trek watch, right?
Yeah. That's next in line.
Yeah. Have you watched any of those 5 episodes that I recommended?
No, not yet.
Hey, by the way, guys, Nick's looking for an anime to watch. Send him recommendations.
I still need to finish Devil May Cry season. I haven't watched any in a while.
That's surprising.
But that's not really an anime. We've established
you
that.
didn't finish Castlevania, did you?
I hadn't started Castlevania.
Bro.
Man.
That is so up your alley. It's not even funny.
I'm not into
not,
this.
it's not.
I'm not into this anime waifu bullshit. I'm just kidding. I kind of wanted to watch Edge Runners again. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway.
We didn't think you were lying.
You know, the studio that made Edge Runners has done some really good shows.
I have no doubt. I have zero doubt of that. Look.
DM
We're not
him
gonna-
anime recommendations.
Y'all are
everybody.
welcome to send me genuine from the heart anime recommendations. I just can't promise you that I will watch any of them. But maybe you'll get
certainly
through.
will not.
Maybe you'll break
just
through and you'll change me.
Yeah, what's important, chat, is when you tell Nick about these games, you got to message him at least 5 or 6 times throughout the day in Discord to let him know. Remind him this is very important and you should watch it as soon as possible.
Bognoy says Nick is more of a hentai guy. That's funny.
No, he would be all over Kijo. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't know what that is. Okay, guys, we're done. That's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Happy birthday, Brad! And
Happy birthday.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. We'll be talking about Skin Deep. We'll be talking about other things. I'm sure I can't remember. Is Doom coming out before our next show?
The
No.
15th. So Thursday next week.
Okay, so no, that'll be 2 weeks from now. So, anyways, there should be plenty of games to talk about in the coming weeks. So we'll be back next Tuesday. In the meantime, you can join us in Discord at discord.gg/4player, and we'd love to have you there. And you can find all of our episodes on 4playernetwork.com or your preferred podcast service. We appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, leave us a review, all that good stuff. Let's be good. Let's be safe out there. I don't know what I'm saying. I have a sign off I use every week, and I'm fucking it up. Be good to each other, play video games, and good night. Fuck, I almost screwed that up. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, no.
Go hang out with Carlos when he streams.
I mean, Carlos is getting the game like 3 days early because he bought like the super special edition.
Fucking bitch.
What a corporate bitch.
Supporting stupid
what a sucker.
practices.
8
First of all, Polly,
Sucker, but actively promoting terrible.
would a non-anime person know that AOT stands for Attack on Titan? And also, I know
Yes.
I know. Okay. I also have. This would not be my first anime. I've seen animes before, you bitches.
Yeah, like
just watched
Avatar: The Last Airbender, and
I've never seen a
Devil
single
May
episode of
Cry.
that. I have never seen a single episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Last Airbender is a great show.
I'm not
also
doubting
not-
it.
it's not anime.
It is like the perfect show to watch with your kids.
Yeah, it's fucking boring. Some Raya and the Last Dragon bullshit. Just kidding.
I have seen. I don't know why this sticks in my head, but I've seen the entirety of Chobits.
What?
Really?
That's
Yeah,
out of
my
left field,
ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
Ex-girlfriend from a long time ago was really into Chobits, and I watched that entire thing.
You might also like Higurashi. That might be up your alley.
Nick, I was actually fucking with people when I
You
said
always struck me as a Tenchi Muyo guy.
that because people like obsess
No.
over like recommending anime. I hope you get some DMs or something. Fuck you. These fucking
Yeah,
nerds.
I hope it
They
ruins.
want to move the
your-
anime channel up. These fucking second class citizens. How
Dude,
dare
I
you.
can't
fuck, I
believe
forgot to-
I can't believe
damn it.
David didn't pay.
What?
Delete the anime channel.
I forgot to mention. Self Tank is having a second kid.
Oh,
Oh.
You know,
Another
announced it
little
on Discord
tank.
today.
Another little whippersnapper in the tank.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Self, if you're
horrifying.
somewhere out there listening to this, congratulations, man. Happy for you.
I feel like that is that new news?
It happened today.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking of the last kid.
Damn.
New news is new news.
His first son is like 4 or 5 at this point, I think.
Yeah, that's about right.
Jesus. The moment somebody pops into our chat and says, "My parents used to listen to y'all, and now I'm listening to y'all," it's done. It's over. We're cooked. That's the end of it. We're shutting it down.
You don't
We
like being
literally just
potentially
got that,
cross generational.
Wait, what? We
We
literally got
just
that.
got that comment about our swear words and stuff.
No. But that was like he has a small child. I'm saying like a child actively saying on their own accord, "I'm now listening to your podcast because I'm old enough to listen to podcasts, and my parents used to listen to your podcast." Then we have a problem.
Yeah. Jeez.
If I just quit this podcast and start a new podcast, does that kind of reset the clock? Does that kind of like make things better?
You're
No,
old, dude. You're old.
we're all old.
How about that ACL lineup? Y'all excited about Sabrina Carpenter? Woo!
Sabrina Carpenter's gonna be at ACL?
Of course,
That's what they're saying.
I didn't even know they
Fuck,
published the schedule.
No, it's official. It's official.
That's
Shit,
what they're saying.
I would actually go to that.
I've
In
never
an
been to
official
ACL.
capacity. Oh my god, you guys. Okay, I'm sick of your bullshit. I'm out of
Yeah.
here.
All
I'm
right.
out of here.
Bye.
Taking off. See you later, loser.
Fine.
Not to be beaten, Brad had to leave first.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my God.
Because it's what he does.
Excuse
Okay. Night, guys.
All right. Peace out, everybody. Don't forget to upload, if you're still listening, don't forget to upload your audio.